Right, it's a Skywatch time tonight, guys, and we are in for a treat. It is lovely and clear. Yeah, it's lovely and clear, and the camera seems to be working at the minute, touch of wood. So we're going to be looking out for the strange and anomalous in the night sky. I've already got some movement there, but it is fantastically clear. So let us know if you spot anything strange there. We're looking for anomalous movement in the night sky there. There's already some items moving at various speeds there. How are we doing, Harko and Zen? Good to see you in, and what a lovely night it is tonight. Now let me scroll all the way over here and see if we can zoom in.
Zoom mode activated.
Got two faint ones down here. Just trucking on through the screen. There's going to be many satellites up there in the night sky tonight, guys. So we need to see it do something strange. We need to observe that anomalous movement there. We need to see something stop dead, shoot off at speed, change its course, its trajectory there, or some strange flashing, something along those lines. We're also on the hunt tonight after some recent scientific revelations for bright glowing objects there. So you'll notice that a lot of the things that are going to be moving across the screen tonight are going to be a brilliant white or maybe even a dull white there, but we're looking for those deep reds and oranges there because potential UFO could be ionizing the atmosphere around their craft and therefore giving us an orange colour. There, so how you doing, Carl? Good to see you. How is your week going? Thank you for the heart there. Appreciate that. Goes back into the stream. But yeah, the skies are not only wonderfully, beautifully clear tonight, but very active. So we've already got movement coming across the screen, and we're going to zoom in on the good stuff there. Good to see its hardest tonight. We're going to see it fly across the screen there, Zen. So yeah, that is what we're doing. We are coming to you live from Wiltshire tonight, which is right in the heart of crop circle country here in the UK, just down the road from Stonehenge. So very strange and anomalous skies are these ones. Hey up, how are you doing there? And thank you for the roses. Rio's in too, good to see you. Look how lovely and clear the sky is tonight. I think this might be the best quality we have had at this side of the year. So let's keep our eyes peeled for that anomalous movement tonight. I can see some movement. And a couple of wisps of cloud coming in, but not too much there. Well, let's have a look at this one that's moving in down here.
Zoom mode activated.
So far, it is... it comes across screen for you guys. It's hiding behind me. There you go. So, at the minute, that is acting prosaically as expected. There, it's following a straight path, a straight course. So we're really wanting ET to realise he's left the gas on directly over the camera there, and do a handbrake turn on screen. That will tell us 100% that what we are looking at is definitely not one of the many satellites up there. Now, it's a bit of a hard rule. What is the chances that ET is going to forget something like that? Because after all, the most efficient path between 2 points is a straight line. So anything up there is going to look very similar to us there. So we're probably writing off some anomalous things there. But that is when the other variations come into play there. So let's look out for some of those colours as well tonight. Where's my cursor so I can get back to the chats? It's on one of the many computers. Where are we in there? Just getting over a cold. Chester has been wheezing. Oh, Carl, I feel it. It takes a lot out these days. There, I feel you there. We're all good, Rio. We're all good there. And we had big thunderstorms earlier, but it's clear as a bell now. I got absolutely drenched earlier walking out of the house, but it is lovely and clear now. You're very right there, DJ. Thank you for the heart there. And how are you doing? Good to see you in. And Lewis coming in with the shares. Really appreciate those, guys. It is the likes and shares that helps us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves there. And the more eyes and minds we can get on the phenomena, so the more we can all piece this puzzle together. But we are looking out for UFO, UAP, all of the strange things in the night sky. And these skies are alive with the strange and anomalous. So, over the years, there have been many sightings in this part of the country. We've seen a few things ourselves on stream, so at some point tonight, I'm sure we will, as we regularly do, see something that doesn't quite fit the explanation of satellite or space junk or plane or shooting star there. But let's look out at the beautiful night sky tonight. That big bright one, so on TikTok it's just up there and it's just over there if you're on the tubes. That, I believe, is Jupiter, a planet within our own solar system there. So all the other ones are stars, like our sun, some bigger, some brighter, some cooler, some hotter there. But big fusion reactions are burning away with their own planets in orbit around it there. But the big one, the big purple one there, that is Jupiter, a big planet within our solar system there, thought to be responsible for all of the biological material that we have here on Earth, so maybe essential for life there. And your phone broke, so you're on the old one. I did wonder. I did wonder, DJ, there. You can't have too much good luck at the minute, can you? There, Ben is in. How are you doing? And where are we there? Ken is in there, and I have no special talent there. I'm only incredibly curious there. That, in of itself, Ken, is a talent. You would be surprised how the average person isn't inquisitive at all. How within their lives, although they play an essential role, you know, in population, and oh my god, that's a bright, fast one there. They play their role in that past there. They are very, very passive, more like NPCs. So the curiosity, that is what pushes the needle there. You never know what question you might ask there that might, the penny might drop for yourself or somebody else there. How you doing, Kate, as well? Good to see you. Look how busy it is tonight. I might spin the camera around in a second. This is a nice, big, bright, fast one here. So remember, we're looking out for the anomalous behaviour there. We need to see it do something strange, or it be a strange colour. So orange and reds, that is what we really want to look out for tonight as well. Green is another potential signal there that technology could be at play. But I think it's the ionisation of the atmosphere around the craft, creating a sort of a plasma coating is one of the ways in which we think, oh god, I've just scrolled off of it, in which we think that their propulsion could be working, and therefore interacting with our environment. It can be a bit of a giveaway there. Nice, brilliant white. So that one being fast, being big and bright like that, implies that it's quite low to the ground. It's not very high up, the altitude that one is there. So probably Starlink. They do like to go very, very low there. How you doing, Harko, over here as well now? Thank you for the gifts. How are you doing, sir? There as well. So yeah, we've got lots of movement in the sky tonight, and I couldn't believe how light it was when I was setting up the camera still. So it's not going to be long before we're going to have to start going on later and later and later again to catch it. But it does mean that we are going to be seeing more and more and more activity as the summer rolls in there. And my username is this. I like that. How are you doing there? That is a very, very good question there. So have you spotted a UFO? The answer is yes. Now, but the caveat here is the U in UFO there, the unidentified. So it's quite easy for us to tell if it is a satellite. It's quite easy for us to tell if it's a shooting star, a plane, or something along those lines. And we often see, and it is normally at least once per stream, per time we get the camera out, that we'll see an item or two that does something strange, behaves in a way that implies that it is not one of those things. Now, is it ET flying around up there, waving as he goes by? We can't say for sure. That is the difficult part, is making the unidentified identified there. This is a nice little bit of a green hue to this one, but until it does something strange there, we have to assume it's a satellite. So keep your eyes peeled, my username there, and hopefully you'll see something with us tonight. We've had a good week last week. We had lots of anomalies, very strange things in the night sky there. And G-Wack is in there. And Tommy there, too cloudy across the pond there. Love the sky. It just amazes me. Tommy, 100%. I agree with you there, and I had not even seen the skies truly, I don't think, until I moved here to the country, and it just blew me away of what you can just see with your naked eye. Now, this lens is a very good lens. It lets in about 2.5 times of the light of the human eye lets in there, so we do see a little bit more. Some of those fainter stars are able to pop through with this, but still, if you are lucky enough to live in an area that isn't very light polluted on a clear night, you can see some phenomenal things there. You don't necessarily need the aliens or the UFOs for it to be amazing to look at those night skies there and all that is going on. So I love that one there. And okay, thanks. No, love the question there, my username. I love the question. So guys, if you do have a question, or if you just want to say hello, if you're new here, do say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. If you've had an experience, if you've seen something that you cannot explain, we'd love to hear about that too, whilst we're waiting for the action to kick off on screen. But there are no silly questions. Ask away, whether it's about what we're doing, how we're doing it, or what we're looking at now. Maybe it's something in the UFO news there that you've got a question on there. Do let us know. We'd love to hear it here. And G-Wack,
nom nom nom.
Thank you for feeding Alan, but it is a lovely clear night tonight. I mean, if you've been on since the beginning of the stream, which is only about 8 minutes ago, you noticed that the sky was a little bit bluer, and now it is turned to a deep black. Now that means that the sun has now properly gone around for us here on Earth. So it is as dark as it's going to get. We're going to see all the stars that we're going to be seeing tonight. But it is a lot, isn't it there? It is a lot. These skies are alive tonight. It's fantastic. A recent scientific paper does believe that there are around 6,000 or over 6,000 stars that are the siblings of our sun, which is fantastic to think about it. They do think that our very star formed along with its siblings there in a stellar nursery well, a very long time ago now, but towards the inner galaxy, which is not where we're at now. We're out in the spiral arms. We're midway-ish there. We're sort of in the suburbs of the galaxy now, but that is not where our star and its siblings formed. And they're speculating that some sort of amazing event kind of catapulted all of the star and its siblings out around there. So we may have some very similar stars there. May have some cousins flying around the Milky Way there. And what makes that very interesting is that our star is quite a complex star. It's got lots of elements in it, lots of things going on, and that needs to be formed in the inner galaxy there, with those older stars able to synthesize those heavier elements. And therefore we have an interesting star which we know is capable of supporting life. So it makes logical sense that life would be around similar stars as well there. And if there are 6,000 other similar ones that are now in the safety of the outer solar system, like us, they're away from all of the chaos in the outer galaxy, and the chaos of the inner galaxy are there, able maybe for life to develop. I do think it's high chance that we have some cousins flying around up there. Maya is in. How are you doing there? And clear night, and they look amazing. Jonathan, it is so good to catch a properly clear night and just see the beauty, see all of the colours. I don't know why tonight. We are getting some of the colour in, but there are some nights where you see the purples, you see the greens, you see the oranges, and it is like a sea of gemstones strewn across a black fabric there. It's absolutely stunning there. And G-Wake there, sorry, I'm a bit behind there. C2 up to B2 and A2 there. So it's running fully along that one there, running fully or down there. There's lots of movement tonight. Let's zoom in on this one.
Zoom mode activated.
So as you'll see, lots of things in the night sky there tonight, moving through there, hurtling through. There's a faint one behind it here, as behind me actually, but it will come through on screen. And now, yep, there it is. So again, look, they're different brightnesses there, different reflectivities, and what is happening is they're not emitting light. It's not got his car headlights on there, and that's not how we're seeing it. What is happening is that these things are in orbit around us. They're not on the surface, which means that they can still get the sun's light to reflect off of them there. Now, as the night marches on, the sun goes further around, and these objects will fall into the Earth's shadow, and we won't be able to see them there because there's no light for them to reflect back. But until that happens in a few hours' time, we'll be able to see all of those things flying around up there in orbit. So whether it is a satellite or whether it is ET flying around, waving as he goes by, we won't know until they do something strange. It's all about the movement. The anomalous behaviour there is going to tell us what is going on there. And Beerbuster is in there, and what the heck, how you doing there? Bet the flat earthers love this. You'd be surprised. We have a few, and we welcome them. Like, it's not an opinion that I share, but I'm always open to ideas. I don't know a lot about it. I don't think I'm going to go over to the dark flat side, but you never know. I'm always open. You never know with it there. I'm always interested to hear the other points there. At Flying... Oh, what's that? Oh... At Flying G by saying later, nerds. What's that, Kate? Are you saying hello? Are you popping out? There as well. Where are we in... Oh, issues there. Miss your favourite Alan. I'm sure Raph will be in later there, Maya. Astra, how are you doing there? And G-Wag, thank you for the other gifts there. Appreciate that. All the gifts to subs to patrons do go back into the stream there, helping us improve what we do. So yeah, it's a lovely clear night here today in Wiltshire. So this is a live camera about 10 metres in front of me there in my garden. Long HDMI lead in through the window, and that is how we are connected tonight. But this is going on live directly above me here from Wiltshire in the UK, which is, if you know, right in the heart of crop circle country, and we are just down the road from Stonehenge and not too far from Glastonbury in the other direction. So a very ancient and mystical landscape here, a long history of the phenomena. So lots of things to see in these skies here. Look at this, a bright white one up here. It must be very, very close because it is a very, very reflective there. So as I zoom in and zoom out, this one, a little bit duller there, but we're not quite on the orange colour that we're looking at for tonight. But you've got to keep your eyes on them. You've got to keep tracking them across the night sky, even if we're not zoomed in on them, because what we're needing to see is some anomalous behaviour there. We need to see it shoot off at speed, or stop dead, change its course, its trajectory, you know, a handbrake turn, something like that that will tell us that it's not one of the many satellites that there are up there. So we need that anomalous behaviour, so keep your eyes on it. Even if it has gone pretty straight across the screen there, keep your eyes until it leaves there, because it only takes that one little change, and that is going to tell us for sure that what we are seeing is not one of the many satellites up there. And John, good evening from Liverpool. How are your skies tonight? It's good to have you in. I won't try the accent. But good to have you in now. We will see. Oh, C3, C2, sorry. But it's all right, I'm a bit behind there, but keep up the good spot in there, GWAC. And what the heck there is a dome up there. People are confusing me. So I think I don't know much, and I don't want to straw man the flat Earth argument. I don't know enough about it. The gist that I have is that there is some sort of, they call it a firmament, that we are within sort of a dome there and an ice wall and something. I don't know too much about it, but yeah, I'm always interested to hear more. I don't go that way. I think there's too many things that we rely on about, you know, gravity and the spherical nature of things and orbits that just interact with our daily life over and over again there. But there are some very interesting arguments, you know. Some of them are probably a bit too scientific for me to fully get my head around. And Thomas, a woman who used to work in Area 51, said that most of the UFOs are man-made by the US Army. So we do hear, don't we, of a reverse engineering program there. That maybe that they've got their hands on alien materials, they have taken it apart to understand how it works and created craft based on it. Now, that is definitely something we would do if we're capable. I've heard some interesting people say that they've done it very, very well, just like that. I've heard other people saying that it is so far advanced that they've barely been able to make the things work in a basic sense as well. So I don't really know. My gut, and it's just a gut feeling, leans that if there was clear... if they had that ability to make the craft like that, there would be so many temptations to use them for just normal things that I think it would get out. But that's just a gut feeling. I could be very, very wrong. And ultimately, we don't know there. I don't think so, I have. Just a change of scenery, I think, there. Leanne coming in with the hashtags. Appreciate those guys. It is the likes, the shares, the hashtags, things like that help us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves there. You never know who's going to come in and what information around the phenomena, their experiences they're going to share, and helping us all to understand what is going on a little bit more there. I was meant to say E.T. flying by, saying later nerds. Actually, yeah, exactly. AT doesn't want to hang with us. He thinks we're too nerdy there. And Agent X, how you doing? Thank you for the gifts there. So a bit late on that one. GWAC as well for those. Appreciate that. All goes back into the stream there. And Dylan, any colours too are looking out for. So, brilliant question here. So this goes back to, let's zoom in on this one that I can just see coming into shot here. I'm a few messages behind, guys. So you have to give me a second to catch up. But I want to answer all of your questions properly as I can. We need to see this do something strange. So colours can be anomalous. There's sometimes that, like, well, these first of all are not emitting their own light. It's not the headlights on these satellites that we're seeing here or the UFO. It is the reflected sunlight back to us. So that should really just be one colour. Now there are occasions where that light, as it's being reflected back to us, can interact with our atmosphere and change colour, mainly into the green territory there. Can explain some of that. But we've seen flashing green, we've seen oranges, and orange is the one that is very interesting here because it is theorised that how the propulsion may work could ionise the atmosphere around the craft, creating a layer of plasma, which would, to the eye, glow orange and red, orangey reddy. So that could be another clue that we are seeing something that isn't possibly a satellite there. What did you miss there? I don't know. What did you miss? Oh, we saw a Starlink train the other night. That was pretty cool there. And user 481, how are you doing there? Good to see you in there. And NASA there, if they can make the UFO, why are they faking a moon flight? So this is another one of those questions, isn't it? Why do they still keep up the charade of a regular space program if they do have UFOs there? You know, the capability, or at least the technology to travel apparently faster than light and things like that. So, I mean, there's probably a ground where maybe they've got a few that they've recovered, you know, or maybe they've made a couple, but they don't have enough. Maybe they're trying to keep the charade going by chucking a few quid NASA's way. Let's just keep it going there. I think, though, that is probably one of the clues there. I don't think they could fully keep that technology under wraps. There'd just be so many uses, so many ways for people to make profit out of it there. So I think if it was readily available, if they could, you know, semi-easily build these craft, then I don't think, you know, we would have what we've got going there. So it's a good question there. And you're coming in with the shares there. And do hashtags work? You know what? I have no idea. But I'm just thanking people anyway. There, Leanne, thank you for the gifts as well there. And where are we? Let's have a look. Jonathan coming in with the shares as well. Appreciate that one there. And G-Wet there. This is the best live I've seen for a movement there. Thank you, G-Wet. It took us ages to get the actual lens and the lighting right. And then even then, sometimes it plays up. But there is so much. We had a very quiet winter there. The sun wasn't around at the right times for us to see things, but I think we can expect to see quite a lot of movement tonight. I'm just going to move the camera around if it wants to work. Hold your hats. There we go. Let's kind of bring Jupiter back into shot a little bit there. So that big bright one up there, that is Jupiter. So let's keep our eyes out for that strange movement. And thank you there, G-Back. And Dylan, have you ever seen anything you 100% think is a UFO? Yeah, oh, that is a good question. So we've definitely seen some anomalous things. Now, satellites, which is the main thing that we're going to be seeing here. When a plane comes over, it's very obvious it's a plane, not just for the strobes, but you can kind of see the outline, the shape, because you're zoomed in a bit. They're a bit of a giveaway. Drones, similar sort of thing. They're at much lower altitudes and therefore they're quite large for us here. So the things that we're seeing moving that we're going to be trying to filter out tonight is mostly things in orbit there. It's like the space junk and the satellites. And they follow particular rules there. They have to follow straight paths, straight lines. They're falling to Earth in a big circle. They are at consistent speed. So if we see anything that deviates from that, we know it's not a satellite. But what is it? That is the hardest part there. We can write off all the things that we do know, but the unidentified does come into play quite a lot there as well. Loving the hashtags there. Oh, Ben at D3, keep up the good spotting. I'm a bit behind there. That is a bright one on screen. Keep your eyes on that there. Kate coming in with the shares. And wow, that Sky Wayfind. I know, I'm so psyched. The software decided to play ball tonight and we got the brightness settings back to being good. So I'm so psyched for that one. And Just Me Love, how are you doing there? Thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight? And if you are new here, do say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. But also give us a follow. We do something like this every night. So if it's a clear night like tonight, we're doing the live UFO, UAP, Skywatch. If it's a cloudy night, we do an alien radio signal hunt there. We listen on what's called the hydrogen line, which is the frequency or channel on the radio dial where scientists theorize that if ET is out there, that's where they'd put the message hello. And it's where we've heard many anomalous signals in the past before there. And if we can be bothered and the moon is up, we watch the moon there, and that's what that looks like. We see all the craters, the details, and talk about how weird the moon is there. California, you know what? I don't think we've had anybody in from California. Do love a little bit of that. Very different weather here. We are, if you're joining us, guys, we are coming to you from the crop circle country here in the UK, which is Wiltshire. We're not far from Stonehenge. It's a very ancient and mystical landscape right here. Lots of strange things in these skies tonight there, so appreciate you coming on board there. Harry, thank you for the follow as well there, and appreciate that one. And just as well there, Just Me Love, thank you for the shares. Again, the shares, the likes, they do help us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves there. And if we look hard enough, we might see the truth about Artemis, but it might be easier to spot a UFO there. So, I mean, honestly, Artemis was an interesting one there. I'm open. I still think we went to the moon. I'm of the mainstream with that one. But I'm open to the other. I think there are some very interesting questions that are raised around it there. But Artemis, it's good that we're going back, but it wasn't record breaking, you know. It's a lot of effort to fake for not a lot of rewards, isn't it, there? And where are we there? I love how much knowledge you've got about the subject. Gee, but that's very, very kind. But I'm sure you must have been with us long enough now to say that I recite the same three things. But thank you there. Oh, and no, what's that for, Just Me Love? What's the no for? Let us know there. Because, again, always open to other opinions here, even if you're skeptical. That is fine. It's always good to have a mix of opinions in here. The last thing we want to be doing is getting it wrong, and I mean, we're going to get it wrong quite a lot of the time there. That's just human nature. It's the process of learning, isn't it? But the more opinions you get in, the more knowledge that you can get in there, the more you can refine what you're understanding there. So we like it. You can even be skeptical in our little community. So look at the speed of that one. Very, very nice. But currently is just following those straight, consistent paths there. And TB there, the stars are out. I know it's lovely tonight. A couple of wisps of cloud there, but it won't be too much there. You don't stop learning until you've passed. Exactly. That is exactly it. You know, I describe this as a bit of a knowledge buffet, which is, you know, we all bring a dish and you can take what you want from it there, but we don't make the vegans eat the sausage rolls, you know, so we can all kind of utilize everybody's knowledge, everybody's experiences there. And I've learned some fantastic things about this, and some people have actually challenged some things which I really was kind of confident on. Falsely are there. Kate, thank you for feeding Alan.
Nom nom nom. Thanks, guys.
And I'm human. I have a bit of an ego, not going to lie. But I try to check it. And yeah, no, something. I've learned some things from the community. That's my favourite bit, actually. And one of them was just how many experiences people have there. I do think that when the stigma goes, that's a bright one in the middle there, when the stigma dies down and people are fully able to share and communicate their experiences, I think we'll find out that actually about a third of the population have had some sort of strange experience there. And where are we? You like this? And Just Me Love as well. I appreciate that. And I love having all of you in here as well. And ask any questions that you want to there. There's no silly questions here. And what are all those moving things, Harry? Brilliant, brilliant question right there. So that is probably a satellite, is the boring answer. There's about 15, 16,000 of the sods up there at the minute, and there's going to be a hell of a lot more. So that space is very, very active. But as you'll see, there are different ranges. They're different. Look at the convergence here.
Zoom mode activated.
Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, look at the difference in those ones. They're both traveling at a similar speed, so they're probably going to be at a similar altitude there. But look at the difference in brightness, but also the blue hue to this one. So, I mean, our satellites do come in different shapes and different sizes. It's going to be hard for us to tell what is a satellite and what is something more anomalous. So they're not all going to be satellites, is the short answer. And that is what we are trying to do tonight. We are going to pay attention, and we're going to look out there to see the ones that are acting strangely, that are behaving in ways that satellites just can't. There, so strange movement is what we are looking out for tonight. There. And unidentified, how are you doing? Good to see you there. And Dylan, can you see a Neptune from this view? You know, that's a good question. I don't know, actually. The amount I know about the constellations and shit could be on a stamp. I rely 100% on you guys to tell me what else is going on in the night sky. There you go. Look, we've got another one. This one's bigger and brighter, but it's still got that sort of really like minty, fresh blue whiteness to it there. So what accounts for that? And where are we? The stars are awesome. They are, aren't they? I mean, I can't take credit for this, guys. This is nature. This is the world. This is out of the world. This is the stars. It is fantastic there. And Rio, thank you for feeding Alan.
Thanks, guys.
And so many people have had experiences that just haven't told their story. So many have. And what, again, has blown my mind is that it's not just the amount, that was a big factor, but so many people self-filter it, not even from the, oh, I don't want to get judgment. They just write off, it probably was a plane, it probably was a drone that I'm just not aware of. It's not important enough, doesn't jump out enough to them there. And then when they start to see other people's experiences and hear that actually, no, that behaviour is a little bit strange, they go, no, I have seen something. And then the cogs tick there. So I think a lot of people are going to have it there. And we find very interesting videos, pre and post interviews there, and anomalous footage of the return capsules. So I haven't done a deep dive on it, but I'm well interested in hearing the arguments for that. Like, I would not be surprised if it came out tomorrow and NASA went, you know, we didn't really go, lad, sorry about that, pulling your leg. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. I do, by disposition, I lean that we did, and we do, but honestly, just in this day and age, I wouldn't be surprised there. The blue ones, they are lovely there, and it is so cool, Harry, you're right. Excuse me. And TB, why would one move in opposite directions? So the orbits that they're in depends on really on what their purpose is. So there are certain, I mean, if you wanted to do a sort of a communication satellite, you'd put it in a normal, you know, around the middle sort of orbit there. It's going to fly around the Earth. It's going to cover most countries. Nice and easy. You do it in a normal sort of orbit. You can do a polar orbit there if you want to make sure that you can get the ice caps in as well. So if you notice on Google Earth for a very long time they didn't have the poles covered, and there's a lot of conspiracy theories around that, but that's mainly just because the satellites didn't go that way to map it in their orbits. Now they've got it. You can see the coverage. They're covering that area there. So they play a little bit of it depends, you know, on what his purpose is, and they're also trying to fit a lot of them up there. So they have to kind of navigate, right, you're going to be on this orbit and this altitude, you're going to be doing this one there. So lots of technicalities and why, but they shoot across the sky all different directions. But what we really need to see is that strange and anomalous behavior there. We need to see them do something odd, like we need to stop dead, shoot off at speed, change its course or its trajectory there, because satellites are falling to Earth in a big circle there. So we're going to see them as straight lines across the screen there, consistent speeds. If we see any variation from that, now satellites can't do that, and we haven't got technology that high up that apparently can do that either. So we immediately have the major UFO, but flashing can be an anomaly as well there. Stacey, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining from tonight there? And two sides there. As good evening, how are you? I'm all good there, and all the better for this clear night sky. It's good to have you in there. And what are some of the markers you look for when determining something that's unidentified on your cam? So, brilliant question there. A lot of that, and tubers, I will get over to you guys in a second. I'm just trying to get ahead here on the TikTok. And speaking of which, guys, if you do want to see a little bit, you want to see the horizontal version, at the Thing UFO, you can actually see a little bit more of the screen, and it's round the right way there. So do join us over on those ones as well. Have us on the big screen there. But the things we look out for, so it's mainly that a movement there, because it breaks physics if a satellite is doing that. You know, for them to stop dead, that is a lot of energy. Now, satellites can move by themselves, they can change their course and their altitude slightly, but it's so subtle that we wouldn't be able to see that from down here. So immediately, if we see something just go off to the left, stop, shoot, change its speed off there, that is immediately, what the hell is that? You know, we do not have anything explainable for that. But yeah, flashing can be an anomaly as well, and also stationary flashing, which is kind of the reverse of whatever we've been seeing there. If there is something that is sitting in the same spot there relative to the Earth for long enough to flash back at us over multiple minutes there, or even sometimes, as we've seen, over the length of the stream, that's tricky. Most things need to be moving up there. Even the stars, they're quite slow, but they're in motion too there. So there are very few parking spots. Now, we do have the geostationary satellites, but they're more around the equator, and they're the ones that used to have your satellite television. You know, you point your dish and they sit in one position there. That's why you didn't have to constantly move your sky dish there to get your channels. They were sitting in one direction. But where we're looking right now, we're nowhere near that part of the sky, so there is nothing around here that should be stationary. But we're seeing things that are flashing every now and again from the same position. They're very, very odd. And if it's flashing, if it's a satellite, it normally means it's broken, or it's space junk or something like that. Because what you got to imagine is something is rotating there. Blue Nose, how you doing? Thank you for the gift there. So if you imagine this flying saucer, but you see, look, it's very dark, very shaded, but as it rotates, it's going to catch the light there, see? And then it rotates again, goes dark, and then catches the light on the rotation. So when we're seeing that pulsing, that flashing away there, that is a clue that whatever it is rotating. And if that's a modern satellite, it's broken, because they're designed to point normally in one direction there. If it's a spy satellite, that camera is pointing down to Earth. If it's a communication satellite, those antennae are pointing down to Earth there. Their solar panels are pointing towards the sun to power the thing. If it's rotating and spinning, the sensor equipment is not pointing in the right direction there. So they're the sorts of things that we're looking for. But there are also variations and lots of grey areas. There's some lovely movement on the screen tonight. So we're going to zoom in on the good stuff. Keep your eyes peeled there. We're looking for that anomalous movement there. And Kate, I did that there. Luckily, I had you lot to set me straight. That's what we're here for. And Wayfind there. Geez, the more you look, the more is moving there. It's incredible footage. Thank you, Wayfind. And literally, I remember the first day, the first evening, when I figured out, you know, what lenses to use, what settings to get this right, and I plugged it in with the camera, set the camera up, and run upstairs to where I am now to look at it on the computer. And I called the missus in, Leanne, look at this, the sky is alive. There was 14 objects just moving across the screen. I'd never seen it like that. I did not know how busy the skies were, but it is phenomenal when you do see it there, isn't it there? And Harry, is there any way to tell if it's a Starlink or a NASA or whatever? So yes, there is. There's a good app called Stellarium, and it's kind of like a sky at night thing. It shows you what you're kind of looking at, and it actually tracks most, or not most, but quite a lot of the satellites. They're a few seconds behind, but most of them are listed and labelled there, so you can tell what they are. We don't use it. We used to have it on a separate screen, and we'd kind of bring that up to match up any sightings. But with the amount that there is, oh, we got a green one. We got a green one. Come on.
Zoom mode activated.
Now, look at the colour on this one. This is what I'm talking about. You've seen how many fly across the screen now, and look at the difference in the colour of this. I mean, might need to zoom out to get the context of it, but that is, oh shit, sorry guys, it's going to come in again. That is clearly green there. So what is causing that? These are just, should be, if it's a satellite, just reflecting the sun's light back there. So why are we getting such distinct colours? And as we get into the middle of the lens, the brighter part here is still remaining green. The only potential is that that is so low in the atmosphere there, that light is kind of, you know, interacting with our atmosphere and kind of taking on a bit of that coloration there. But that doesn't sit right for me. That is so green. Now, green is one of the theorised signatures of, compared to this blue. Compared to the blue there, how is there such a range in colour? It always blows my mind there. Let's just back check in. Where are we there? Ben and Marcus and Leanne there, thank you for the gifts. Rio as well, JSW and Rio again there. Two sides. Sorry guys, I've missed so many of you there. Carl again with the gifts. Appreciate all those, and for those that fed Alan.
Nom nom nom, thanks guys.
Thank you for feeding Alan there. But that was a nice green one there. Now, can we say that's kind of in that grey area? You know, that's not quite 100% anomalous, but it is interesting there. And M to the C, you could see there. Jazzy, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight? It's good to have you in there. If you're new here, say hello. Let us know you're watching from tonight. Hopefully I'll get down to your messages in the chat very, very soon there. But give us a follow. We do something like this every night. Clear sky, UFO, UAP, Skywatch. Cloudy night, we do an alien radio signal hunt. We've got our own dish out there pointing up to the night sky, hopefully hearing a message from an ancient civilization there. And Kate coming in with the shares, appreciate that. As I said, it is the shares and likes that helps us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves there. See, it's moving the wrong way. It's retrograde. It's very strange. They're all over the shop there. And my username there, just seeing a meteor overhead there next to the Big Dipper. Now, when we get the shooting stars, the meteorites coming in on screen, some of them are fantastic. We've had a couple that have literally just been perfectly framed, drawn this line across the whole camera, and you see the nucleus, the actual meteor. You see its tail behind it. Absolutely stunning to see there. Hello, Shannon. How are you doing? Good to see you. How have you been? And there. Oh, you're off GWAC. Well, thank you for dropping by. Hopefully we'll see you later on in the week there. I hope you have a good rest of your evening there as well. If you can align yourself, that is the thing with Stellarium, the tracking app there. The way it works isn't very intuitive, the way it spins around. It's a pain in the ass, but it is good if you can do it there, and it is very awesome. There we go. Second to that one. And Drewski, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining from tonight there? And Angel Wings as well there. Same to you. Where are you joining from? Thank you for the follow. There, unidentified. My guess is you are right about the colour there being a marker for how high the object is. I mean, I'm just rubbing sticks together. I'm learning as I go, so I could be wrong. There could be a very obvious explanation for it, but this is the brilliant thing about being on here, is that people on the internet love to let you know when you're wrong. So if we do it, somebody will let us know. But this thing, we can all learn together there. So I think there's a possibility for that, accounting for the green there. But also, with the red and blue shifting of light, that is the stretching and the compressing of the wavelength, which we would expect to happen if a craft is using a warp drive style technology. Now, sounds very Star Trek, but you can build a warp drive if you've got enough energy there without breaking physics. Real scientific thing, we just haven't got the energy to test it yet. It's called an Alcubierre warp drive, and we may be seeing the craft use this. It actually looks like that is how the effects of what we'd expect to see do seem to be there in the UFO evidence that we have got. And again, the way that it's going to stretch and compress that light, apparently green is one of the signals for that. So, could be interesting there. And TB, oh, check your passport. Let's have a look. Let's get you stamped. I haven't done the passports in ages now. Let's have a look. I keep forgetting to check in on people's ones there. TB, right, let's give you I'll give you the UFO stamp for that one. Boom. Well done for reminding me on that one. And from Worcester, good to have you in. Another UK side. So we're down in Wiltshire in the UK. We are right in the heart of crop circle country and just down the road from Stonehenge there. Loris, can we see the Lyrids tonight? Good question. I don't know, actually. I don't know. Possibly is the answer to that one, and hopefully there. It's good when we do get a meteor shower in a shot there. Somebody will know in our community. I always forget these things. The various gases in the atmosphere would have various levels of density, right? So yeah, that is the thing, and we see it. This is what gives us some of the coloration to some of the twinkling of the stars that we do see. So that's what causes the twinkling of the distant stars. They're interacting with that gases, that light, as it reaches us from those distances there. And some planes run on jet fuel and some run on another energy. Could be due to that, the color change. Maybe that's a possibility there. The fumes of going around. We're quite lucky where we are. We don't get a lot of air traffic, which is quite good when we're doing this spot in there, because it's only occasionally we get a plane in there. Marcus sent a treasure box. Guys, do thank you, Marcus, when you claim the treasure box there. This is who I was thinking of. Rachel, how are you doing? You'll know if we're on that one there. Oh, you can't talk on the light stream. Both mum and dad are tired. No worries, Rachel, but good to have you in there. Enjoy the beautiful sky. And my daughter once saw something bright yellow, but it was a Chinese lantern. Like, we laugh, don't we, when we hear the Chinese lanterns there, and people say, oh, it's a drone or it's flares. Some of the classic explanations there. Ben and Kate,
nom nom nom. Thank
you for feeding Alan there. Have I missed any more there? I don't think so. Thank you for feeding Alan those. All the gift subs go back to the stream. We do laugh at those explanations, but they are actually quite they do look quite strange. If you're not prepared for it, if you've not seen it before, a lot of these things do actually look quite anomalous. So I don't blame people when they do maybe get Venus confused there, or they get a Starlink train confused. The amount of times the ISS has tricked me there. I've got many excited by the ISS because it is the biggest, brightest, fastest object that you've seen go over the screen. And you just go, my God, this is it. And then you check and you go, no, damn, it's the ISS there. But where are we in here as well? Drewski, thank you for the gift there. Rio and Blue Nose 2. I appreciate all of those. Oh, I'm fighting the chat now. Fighting the chat. It's moving. He's moving. Where are we? Sorry guys, it scrolled ahead on me. I need to figure out where I am there. And Blue Nose, thank you for that. Oh, and another one there. Thank you. Oh my God, 3. Do appreciate those Blue Nose. So single-handedly there, upgrading the stream. Where I'm trying to find where I am in the chat. Sorry. Oh, Drewski, Essex. That's where I was from until about a year ago. I moved from Essex down here to the country, and yeah, honestly, the skies here are amazing. That was the impetus for doing this sort of stream there. So we was down in sunny Southend there. How are the skies in Essex tonight, Drewski? Are there? But happily just watch when you're welcome to do that. Chill out, Rachel, and enjoy the night sky there. Good evening, Marcus. I'm just getting your messages now there. And if people had access to the Enigma app, it's a great for tracking most satellites and flights for beginners. Does it do that? That is brilliant. I've used the Enigma app for Enigma app there for sightings and seeing people sighting, but I didn't know about the tracking functionality. Now that is very good to hand. So guys, it is worth tracking it out there. It's Enigma Labs, I think, there, but it's a great repository for people's independent sightings there, so it's worth checking out there. It's a point and view. Oh, you know, I didn't know that about it there. So that is what's good about the community. We're always learning there together. Meeting of the minds there. And what's that? Oh, Cassick there from Colchester. I love a bit of Colchester. Many a fun day in Colchester there, my friends at uni. How is Colchester today? Welcome aboard. Look, we've got lots of movement there. We're going to start zooming in again once I've caught up on some of the chat. You know, I'm going to hold on for a second there. I'm going to try and see if I can... No, I can't even highlight on this damn chat. I'm going to quickly pop over to the tubes because they've been patiently waiting. I've been trying to catch up, but I'm going to need to balance myself between the two chats tonight there. So let me just get back to see where I can here. I'm just going to skip into there. And Pierre is in there. How are you doing there? What are the white spots? So the static ones, they are other stars, mostly distant stars, all with their own planets in orbit. There, the moving ones are mostly going to be satellites, unless they're doing something strange. Then we know we've got something more anomalous there. And Stonehenge is a megalithic monument there, composed of a set of concrete. Oh, sorry, concentric, not concrete, concentric circular structures there, built in 5 major stages between 3000 and 1100 BC. And you look at the structures like that, and you go, and you look at what we think civilization looks like back then, and you go, oh man, you sure? That's a lot of work. There is a lot of work. We are, when we're going to hit our 10,000 follower milestone, we are going to be doing a live Skywatch like this, but out in the field by Stonehenge, because you can get actually very close to Stonehenge at night. So we're going to be doing that one. We've been saying it for a while now, but it's taken us a while to get to the number. You've always wondered about Stonehenge. I think there's probably more to the story, like there is with most things there. And Pierre, there, these are UFOs. Some of them will be, but we've got to look out for that anomalous behaviour. But even if it doesn't do something strange, we'll have to play it safe and write it off as probably just a satellite. But it doesn't mean it is necessarily there. Anything up there within orbit is going to reflect that sun's light back to us, be it a man-made satellite there or ET flying from A to B. The only way to differentiate from down here is going to be that anomalous movement. And if ET doesn't do any of that, if it just continues on his most efficient path, that straight line, then it's going to look the same to us. So there may well be things going on there as well. Hydration mud, I need that one, Mayor, there. And where are we? There's in there. Been watching the world there. The collective fear is a psychic attack by lower 4D archons there. And did you know, apparently the Earth is the middle disk in a meiosphere between our crust, Arthur, and the upside down. There's so many points that I'm not familiar with on there. So, but we're in an inner disk. Is that still tying in with the flat Earth side of things? Is that part of it? Like there's outer disks, and where I've done that one there. Scroll through there. I'm angry because I want chocolate. Oh, me too. Me too. I can feel you there, Zen. Let me scroll up to see. Oh, we're up to. I think I've probably missed quite a few messages there, tubers. Sorry about that. I'll try and catch up with you again right now. Where are we in the chat over on TikTok there? Let's see where we got up to. I haven't seen the anomalous movement yet, but we have got movement on the screen there. Keep your eyes on it there. The green one, Rachel, was stunning there. Reminding me of the green flashing one we saw the other day. That was pretty cool. Marcus coming in with the gifts. Thank you for those. All the gifts, the subs, the patrons, and things. Do go back straight into the stream there, helping us improve what we do there. And Jazzy, I visit Trowbridge often there. If you know, I do. That is, it's only a stop or two. It's very close to us, basically. We're down in Warminster in Wiltshire. So yeah, not far from Trowbridge at all. Right on the edge of Salisbury Plain. The reason why I dox myself on the internet and I say what a little small town that we are from is because, to be honest, that's the whole point of doing this stream. Warminster, and I didn't realise it until I moved here, and I thought I was up on all of the UFO events. Warminster in the 60s and 70s, this small, very small market town here in Wiltshire, had its own UFO event that lasted over 10 years. They call it The Thing, hence the channel name there, and it had every part of the UFO phenomenon you can imagine. There had landings, it had abductions, it had missing time, it had animals that had been with, you know, there was all, you name it, there were so many weird sightings. People actually travelled internationally to come and see this, because it happened very consistently. Every weekend people would go up to the Iron Age hill forts around town and view these strange phenomena, and yeah, we're kind of doing a modern version of that, but it was an amazing phenomena that went on there. So that is where we are, and these are the skies coming here. Is The Thing still a thing? Hopefully. We're definitely seeing some strange things there. And Dominique, thank you for the shares, guys. It is the shares and the likes there that does help us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves there. And then the more eyes and minds on the phenomena, the more we can all piece this puzzle together there. And unidentified there, Starlink has been tricking a lot of people recently, and I totally get it. If you're not aware, because I mean, I think Starlink's the only ones that have been doing those sort of train launches, haven't they, where they basically looks like a line flying across the sky when they're so still tightly packed together, they haven't spaced out. And even then when they do space out, but they're still quite close, we've not seen things like that. So I'm not surprised that people are going, what the hell is that? You know, I'm not surprised at all. And Google stated their quantum computer may be gathering information from other dimensions for calculation. So that is one of the theories how quantum computers could possibly work. It's a bit of a multiverse angle, isn't it? There, and the idea, so like a normal computer works on bits, so it's either yes or no, on or off, ones and zeros, and it's just a lot of those yes or no answers creates all of the data and all the actions that you're seeing and experiencing right now. But a quantum computer, they can have qubits, they call them there. So rather than just two options, you know, on or off, they can have like many options there. Again, it's quantum, so it's on and it's off, and it's kind of in between, and it's also off on a Wednesday but not on Tuesdays. And they think that each one of those variations, that is the nature of quantum, there is actually a binary state, but potentially in one of those multiverse worlds there. Like they've characterized it as potentially stealing computational power, not from your mate's computer there, but from other universes. I mean, quantum is still not very well understood, so this is our best human intentions there, trying to understand the phenomena. But it does really sound tantalizing, doesn't it, that we are starting to play around with these sorts of things there. Oh, and thank you, Drewski, I do appreciate that one there. And Adele, hello, just got home with a pizza for our cheat dinner. Anything been spotted so far? We've seen some fantastic green strange ones, but we've not handled the Eureka anomaly tonight. And when we've only been on, we've not even been on an hour yet, and we tend to see at least one or two things per stream, so do keep your eyes peeled. I might have just seen a flash out the corner of my eye there. We will see it there, and I am very jealous of having a good pizza. I've not found a good pizza place locally yet. Thank you, Dominic, there for the shares again there. Said it is those likes and shares that helps us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves. Rio coming in with the gifts again, thank you for that, helping support the stream there. It all goes back in, helping us improve what we do there. And it's always hard to see the stars properly here, and telescope is amazing. That is, honestly, in Essex, I never paid attention, because maybe you'd see a star or two, the moon if it's a clearish night. I had friends that would, you know, try and go out to, you know, the country and have a look for, you know, satellites and things, and they'd say, oh, you can see the ISS, you can see satellites flying over, and I go, yeah, I ain't seen it, and I didn't really care. But I moved it, oh, guys, I think that was off the screen for you guys on TikTok, but YouTubers probably saw that one. Beautiful shooting star, that big. I think it was directly behind me there. Hopefully there'll be more, though, for you tonight. But yeah, coming here, you can see so much more there. And surprisingly, this isn't actually a telescope. That's still on the to-do list. This is just a Sony digital camera, like your normal camera there, but just a very good lens there. And it does have that ability there. It's actually laid over the camera recording function to help make sure. Now, that is brilliant. And what a day and age that we're living in there, unidentified. So that is the Enigma app actually having inbuilt features there to help you filter out those explanations there in real time, allowing you to confirm what is and what isn't potentially. That is amazing. I didn't know that about the app, and it's just 10 times better there. So I appreciate you sharing that information. Leanne coming in with the gifts there. Thank you for that one. And Harco there. Is it better than the tracking link I sent you, Sam? I don't know yet. I've not tried the on the Harco one, on the Enigma one. I've not tried it on that one yet, so I couldn't compare the two there. And you see, isn't a satellite or flight. It's this thing. If it's not listed, it doesn't 100% say it, but very, very likely that you do have an anomaly then. It's great that they can filter that there out at the point of capture there as well. It's so cool to second that one. And they are already here for more than 1,000 years, I think, Harco. So brilliant angle on that one. And I totally agree. I came into the UFO phenomena here very nuts and bolts, very Roswell, you know, Area 51, little green men in metal spaceships, or more little grey men in metal spaceships coming from Zeta Reticuli or other stars. But when you start to look into the phenomena, a few more truths come out there. It's actually a little bit different to that. That's the pop culture. Maybe it's part of the phenomena, but it's actually a lot wider than that. And you know, it might not be little green men coming from distant planets. It might be a time element to this. It might be us. It might be humanity or another civilization coming from the past or from the future. That is quite plausible. You've got a dimensional angle here. There's so many variations, but that time one there. So the fact that the phenomena that we are all seeing here tonight, and we're seeing in general, is, oh, my bloody phone's doing something silly. The phenomena that we are seeing has been apparently going on for years, like literally since the dawn of man. There are cave paintings that could be what we're also still seeing to this day. And if you take away a lot of the, go back to the core religious texts, folklore, things like that, if you strip away the human interpretation about it, what they think it means, and just what is the sightings they're describing, strange lights in the skies, little small people there taking other people away to distant realms, it sounds like the same phenomena has been with us the whole damn time. Now, it's going to take me a minute to get through the chat on both channels, guys. I'm a few behind, but I do try and read everybody's messages there, so give me a second and we'll catch up there. And Marcus, question, with the Lyridge meteor shower, will the Lyridge meteor shower be picked up with the live? So yes and no. It depends if we're pointing in the right direction. That is the key question here. I don't know which we're, I think we possibly, but they might be a bit too far round for us, but we did just catch one meteor, so maybe there's more. That normally implies if we see one this early on, it does normally mean that we should pick up a few more as well, and they are stunning. So it's a very good question there, TB. Marcus there. And TB, the flagstones have come from Scotland before the wheel was designed. How did it get there? Exactly. So this is Stonehenge there. I think it's the altar stone, isn't it, in the middle there? They think it come from right out there to Orkney sort of way. So like the depths of Scotland. How, back in the day, did they get such a large stone all of that way? Even the big sarsen stones and things were from Wales. Some of the others are a bit more local, but that is a feat of engineering back in the day. I often say, it's like when people ask about the pyramids, look, I don't need aliens to explain, you know, the pyramid construction there. Man can shape stone, man can lift and stack stone. But if you're telling me a culture without the wheel did that, I think we need to have a conversation about what we understand about those ancient cultures. I think very much so. And Rich, I've got chocolate and the Easter eggs there. Oh, this year, I feel a bit robbed. I got one. And I'm eyeing up Leanne's there, so I need more there. We're lost, that's where we are. In many ways, I think, there. And a banana, how are you doing there? And good at spotting Harco. I'm so far behind in the chat, I've not had a chance to zoom in on much, but keep it up and hopefully I'll catch one there. It is a beautiful night there. We are getting a flash, guys. I am going to zoom in on this one. So I don't know if we're going to see this again, but up here, I'm seeing a bright flash. Did anybody else catch that one? As I zoom back out, keep your eyes on that part of the screen, guys, and see if we can see a repeat of that, because that could be the first proper anomaly of the night. If there is something flashing from what appears to be a stationary position, that could be very, very anomalous there. How are you doing, Banana? Good to see you as always there. And why does it always come back to chocolate? I mean, chocolate on the brain. There, how you doing, Phrase? Good to see you there. and a UFO flap. I mean, to be in the middle of it there. But we had one here, and you know what? I thought I knew all of the old alien stories there, and it was only when Googling this little village that we moved to, this town, did I hear about the Warminster thing, and it's a phenomenal sighting there. I just can't get over the fact that multiple people had like careers. There's this one that started out, American DJ, famous American DJ at the time, came over here on holiday to experience the phenomena, had such a moving event there, moving event that they quit his career to live here, to move here, to stay here with the phenomena. Insane there. And Jazzy, your stepdaughter lives there. Oh, excellent. It's a small town, probably close by. Have they seen anything strange? You've got to let us know there. I always want the local news on the ground there. It's like the Mothman flat. It's kind of got that vibes unidentified. That has struck me before there. And my username, thank you for the follow. So good to have you in. What are you doing, darling? Here.
Can you move it so then the purple ones are visible?
Yes, I can. So the sky has a habit of moving on us. So right, hunch your hats. I'm going to try and spin the camera. Get those better stars in shot there. I know I just said keep an eye on where that flashing was, and you've probably all told me further down the chat that it was flashing, but we'll blame Leanne. We've moved it now, because the purple ones are stunning to see there. But that purple one, that I do think is Jupiter. So it's a planet of our solar system rather than a distant star there. Pink Floyd, thank you for the heart there as well. Their phrase as well. A up, and Leanne, thank you for all of the gifts there. Appreciate those. It goes back into the stream. And Kate coming in with the shares. Guys, it is the likes and the shares that helps us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves there. And you never know who's going to come in and what experiences they're going to share, helping us all understand the phenomena a bit more, piecing that puzzle together. And Paul there, how do you differentiate a UFO from planes, etc. there? Do you cross-reference with flight radar, etc.? Brilliant question there. Ian, thank you for the gifts. So yes and no. There's a few tools that we use, and ultimately we have to be honest here. We do often get ourselves into a corner of that's anomalous, but I don't know what it is. We're getting a flasher, so you have to... That is weird. I don't think it's moving. Sorry, guys. This is distracting me. Oh, no, it's gone. That was strange. It seemed to be flashing. Oh, no. It's coming in again. Right. So it's right on the edge of the screen. See if we can get this one into shot. Can you see that? So we're zoomed in as much as we can there. Can I move the camera a bit more? Sorry, you're just looking at a black screen now. Oh, look at how bright that one is there.
It's come just like the life.
My mother?
Yes, what's she doing up this late?
Have to message her that. Okay, maybe that one went behind a tree. That might be why it's flashing there. But yeah, so one of the ways or some of the ways that we detect, so planes are quite easy actually. We don't get many over this area, but you've got things like flight radar, but also because of the lens that we're using, it's quite zoomed in, so you tend to see, you can tell a plane with its shape and its size and things like that, and the flashing of the strobes. That's normally a bit of a giveaway for that. Similar thing with drones. The main disc is things within the atmosphere. So that, it wasn't flashing, guys. It was the tree. It was poking through the tree that we couldn't see. So hold on.
Zoom mode
Zoom in on
activated.
this one. So it's mainly things like satellites that are difficult for us to filter out. So for example, this nice bright object here that is moving through the screen. There are about 15,000 man-made satellites in Earth's orbit flying around doing their things. One there. Lots of them up there. And for us to tell that apart from a potential UFO is going to be by its behaviour there. So we can track, there are satellite apps to help us track, but it's quite difficult, especially when there's a lot on the screen. So we just have like a very hard filter there, which is if it's moving in a straight line, look at those going off there, all chasing each other. So if it is going in a straight line, moving from A to B there at consistent speed, then it's probably a satellite. Satellites are falling to Earth in a straight line, then they... they're falling to Earth in a straight line. They can't really deviate from that. So if we see that anomalous movement, then that for sure filters out the satellites. But what is it beyond that point there? If we do get to that, how do we say that it is, little green man flying around there? We can't. We can just say that it's not a satellite. It's not a shooting star. We can filter out those things. But it is quite difficult. This is a brilliant question from yourself there. I'm trying to scroll through the chat. Where are we? There. Come on. Sorry, TikTok's a nightmare for this. Yeah, from Paul. That one. peeling eyes again there. Harko coming in with the shares, Kate as well there, and Adele. I live in Portsmouth and can rarely see a lot at night there in the sky, but the other night it was, oh, that's a really bright blue one there. See if I can move around for this one. But the other night it was a bright. So honest, I feel that when you come from such a, there, look how bright that one is moving across the screen. Oh, there's another one coming in as well. When you're in like a more of a built-up area there, it's so hard to see the night sky, and yeah, it can be phenomenal when you do there. And Kate there, I might jump over to the Twitch there to add another chat to follow. Keep it on track. The poor tubers tonight are going to be far behind. I will catch up with you guys in a minute though. I think it's slowing down over on the TikToks. There, and Andy, resonance and frequency using sound and vibration to move those big stones. So that is one of the angles, the possibilities in it. It's kind of like a technological tree, an arc there. That, oh, that was a bright one. That we haven't, in our modern society, haven't gone down that road. Haven't looked into that, and that could be an answer for it there. So there's some interesting, compelling answers for that there. I am definitely open to it there. Ben coming in with the gifts, and where are we? Oh, you saw it, so you did see it there. I'm glad. Oh, you missed it there. I didn't think it was showing on the TikTok there, but it is over on the tubes there. You couldn't see. Oh, you couldn't see the flashing. I think, although there is a flashing one that's just coming off the screen now. I'm not going to bother. Actually, I might do, because it's quite straight. See if I can move the camera around. Hold on. See if we can catch this one. Come on, camera, keep up before we get to the tree. So here's a good example. See this one? Flashing away, so you can still see it, but it's flashing. Oh. Or appears to flash. It's not actually directly flashing itself. What's happening there is whatever that is, it's rotating, and therefore, and it's rotating, there's a highly reflective side, maybe a solar panel or a lens or something like that that's going to be very, very reflective, and then there's going to be a side that's not as reflective. And what happens is, as that rotates, the different sides reflect more or less light, creating a lighter and darker bits there. So if you imagine like this, see, look, reflects there, very reflective, very not reflective, very reflective, very not reflective, and that's doing that basically in its orbit. Now, where are we? Satellites can do that, but if they're doing that, it tends to mean that they are broken. Where are we? And TB, you're punching there. Thank you, TB. I'm definitely punching. And I'm a nightmare to live with there. Scum is a turn of endearment there. We have to. Oh, this is a nice. Oh, it's fading out before I can get there. Hold on. So this one is interesting because this is a deep orange. This is why I've zoomed in on this one. Now, orange is interesting. Oh, it's changing colour there to green because it is... Oh, wow, that is changing. Hold on.
Anomalous object.
I'm going for that one. So, because it is theorised that how their craft might work with their warp drive style propulsion is that what would happen is it would ionise the atmosphere, the Earth's atmosphere around the craft there, creating a sort of a layer of plasma, which to us would look very orangey red. So, all these ones that are white here reflecting that sun's light back to us. Look, you've got these examples here, right? Look, reflecting that sun's light back nice and white, nice and clear. And then you get those deep orange ones. Maybe that is the UFO there, because that is exactly how we would expect it to look to us there, or one of the many ways in which we could be looking. Oh, let's get the cursor back on screen. Where are we? There. Oh, Scum is in. Hello, how you doing there, Lamorks? And how do you know if it's birds or bats on here? So that is another good question. We do get a lot of bats where we are, and a lot of birds, a lot of geese coming over at weird times of night. And the way well, they appear... We call them space worms, basically. You'll see they're a little bit more jittery. They're not particularly straight lines, and they're a lot slower than all of the other things there. And because they're closer as well, they don't reflect light. They're more like a dark object. Hard to tell which one is which, but we can count that. They look like brown smudges, Kate. Exactly, that is what we're seeing there. And can you see asteroids? Dylan, yes, we can. So, and we tend to see a lot. We had one earlier. I think it was slightly off screen for you guys, though. But they are absolutely amazing when they come in there. We should get a few more tonight. If we've got one, it tends to mean there's going to be more there. And what's happening when we go through these meteor showers is where the Earth, is rotating around the sun here, right? That there are debris fields you know, somewhere around. There's been a comet that's drifted by and left some stuff there, or maybe a comet's broken up previously and all those little bits are just hanging around, and the Earth is basically just flying through a debris field, and all those little bits of debris enter the Earth's atmosphere there and break up there, because it's kind of like space having a vacuum, you know, that it's easy for things to flow. You know, if you chuck a ball, it will run on pretty much infinitely there, because there's no resistance, there's no like air pressure that slowly slows it down like there is here on Earth. So it's kind of like when we jump into a body of water there, you go from a very open, spacey thing there into some more dense, and that's kind of what it's like with these asteroids coming in from the vacuum of space there into Earth, and they hit all of that air, and it creates like a lot of friction, a lot of heat, and we see that little heating up there, that explosion there. And it's crazy how bright some of them are, honestly, and the range of brightnesses and speeds and sizes there. Space worms exactly there, and Kate coming in with the shares.
Nom, nom, nom. Thanks,
Rio
guys.
there, thank you for the gifts there. I think I've been slacking on this front as well. Leanne, Laurelass as well, feeding Alan there.
Nom, nom, nom. Thanks,
And
guys.
Laurelass and Ian as well, and Oi Oi as well. God, so many. I'm so behind tonight. Struggling with the multiple tonight. But we'll catch up shortly. So forgive me if I have missed your comment. I've still got a few more to get through here, but also I've missed your gifts as well. I do apologise for that. Pluto, thank you. And hello. It is good to see you all there. But yeah, it all goes back into the stream there, helping us improve on what we do there. You finally got a proper bed, and then you stay up until the wee hours, Ilamore. Exactly. She's up talking to John. She'll know what that means. And the little camera that could, honestly, this camera, we bought this as cheap as we possibly could, second hand, and it's the oldest generation, the oldest model, and it's always playing up, it's always throwing a fit, but it has powered through. And it has stayed with us there, despite my neglectful treatment of it there. Look at some of those there. And Rachel, I've seen those. They are weird, those ones that flash in and out. Now, exactly, satellites can technically flash, but it's normally like the once, you know, on its arc of its orbit there, that angle changes slightly with the solar panels there, and we just get that flash of light there. If something is flashing repeatedly like that, if it's a satellite, then it's broken, because they're designed to face one way. They're designed to like mostly point down to Earth. Whether it's a spy satellite, that lens is pointing down to Earth. And if the thing is rotating to be flashing, then that lens ain't pointing down all the time, is it? Then it's buggered, it's broken there. So you can kind of get it. It's not a hard that that's a UFO, but there's a hell of a lot of broken satellites up there otherwise there. And Lyra there, thank you for the follow. Good to have you in. Where are you joining us from tonight then? If you are, oh, little sulk there. If you are new here, do say hello in the chat. Might take me a few minutes to get to you. Say hello, let us know where you're watching from there, and tell us how you feel about the phenomena there. That one was definitely flashing. That one was... And it looks like it's twizzling there in a zoomies way. I mean, just flying through space, doing its thing there. It's like a little fireflies racing each other. Honestly, sometimes when you're watching them, like it looks like there's going to be a close call on some of them. Now, reality is they're probably at very different altitudes, so relative to us, you know, they're passing like that, but it does look like it there. Agent X there. We all know orange ones are just being flown by golden retrievers. Of course, there, Agent X. And Marcus, enjoy the treasure box there. Oh, thank you, Marcus, for that. Guys, if you claim Marcus's treasure box there, I think I might have missed that one come up. Do make sure you thank him for that there. But thank you, Marcus, for tonight there. Hopefully we'll see you later in the week. Hope the rest of your week is very good as well then. How you doing, Laura? I'm only just at your message there. And Pluto, yes, the stars are blazing like a rebel diamonds cut out of the sun. You know what? That's very poetic. I like that, and it's very true. They do look like gemstones out there, don't they? Absolutely stunning there tonight. And Dylan there, thank you for the rose. And oi oi there, 5,000 tons of meteorites fall to according to Google there. You know that does not surprise me there. We have been exchanging rocks with the other planets in our solar system, with passing comets, meteorites, all that sort of stuff since the dawn of time there. It's surprisingly common, but you know, we don't always visually see them, do we? So we should catch a few. When they do happen, they are very, very cool to see there. And Agent X just counted 7 on screen at the same time. We're getting up there. I think we had 9 the other night, and last year we had 14. That was the record. So we're getting there, and as the sky moves on, we're going to see more and more there. And Daniel, what is your opinion on Bashar? You know what? I don't know a vast amount on him. That I have heard a bit, but I don't know at the second. Like, I'm open to it. I'm definitely open to it, but I haven't heard enough supporting things for me to have like a strong belief, but I'm interested, I'm curious, and I'm long past the days of being cynical when it comes to the phenomena there. And Lyra there, Plymouth way, excellent. No, it's Portsmouth was the other one. No, Plymouth, you're down, aren't you? Devon, Cornwall way there. I love that part of the world there. But you've seen lots of wonderful things in the night sky there. And guys, if you have had a sighting and experience, do let us know. We'd love to hear about that whilst we're waiting for the action to come off. But we do this every night. If it's a clear night, we're doing the Skywatch here, looking out for UFOs, UAP in the night sky over Wiltshire here in the UK, right in the heart of crop circle country. If it's a cloudy night, we're doing an alien radio signal hunt there. We use our dish, point it up to the night sky, listening out for potential signals from ET, should they be out there, like the WOW signal. So do give us a follow there and make sure you get those notifications when we go live there. And it's an alright camera, we love you, don't break. Yeah, please don't. One day we will eventually get the infrared upgrade there, because we're looking in what is called the visible light. That is the part of the light spectrum there, the range of colours, if you will, that the human eye can perceive. And obviously they make cameras, mostly, that see what we can see of our eyes, because otherwise they'd take shit pictures there. But this sensor, oh, that's a bright one. This sensor on this camera, I'm going to have this a flashing one, but I think it's the tree. Hold on, let me move it around. Yeah, it's the tree. It's where the tree's moving in and out. Sorry, guys. Let's put that back. The tree's moving in front of a star, and it was like really flashing. But yeah, there are colours, if you will, on either end of the light spectrum that we as humans don't see. Some animals do, but we haven't evolutionarily needed to see them. Not enough creatures have tried to eat us that have been only in that colour, essentially. So it's light that we don't see there in the infrared and the ultraviolet. Now, this camera is capable of seeing both. Now, that's a nice bright one there. Keep an eye on that there. But we do need to get it modified to do that properly there. And they do say a lot of the phenomena is only visible in the infrared. The human eye can't see it. So when we get that done, we are going to see a hell of a lot more activity. But it's on a long one. We're saving up for that. And Pluto, it's a Killer's lyric there, one of the best ones. Killers now. You're going to get me singing now, going back to my younger days. And Dylan there, can you zoom in on some of the tiny moving ones to see any details close up? Yeah, we can zoom in. Hold on. It takes me a second to get the mouse over there. Let's got this one over here.
Zoom mode activated.
Let's zoom in on this one. Oh, is it still off the screen there for you? Now, the thing is, what we're seeing with the light is... it's going to go off the screen there. They all look a little bit similar when you zoom in. Same with the stars, because basically... The light makes it look bigger than it is. Now, it's not physically as big as the dot that we're seeing. That is basically the amount of light we're seeing, so coming from it there. So that's why you can't really see the detail, because it's just a large amount of light there. In the same way that, you know, you can see a city glow because of all of the collective lights there. The glow is larger than the surface area. And then you have certain effects like the lenses can play tricks there, and especially with digital stuff as well. The way that they try and process the image for you. Look, this is a nice green one here shooting through. See a way it's stretching it out into a line? Now that is, again, because that's a product of the camera. So again, it's probably just a small dot, but what is happening is the frame rate of the camera. So you can imagine a video is like, you know, thousands of still images that we're just seeing so fast it looks like movement. So the frame rate is how many still images per second. And what's happening is that the frame rate of the camera is such that that image, the real life movement, is appearing on multiple still images, because it's so fast there. So it looks, so it draws it out, it stretches it out. There's lots of effects like that. If I zoom down here on what I think is Jupiter, one of our neighbour, look, that traditional triangular planet there, Jupiter. Again, it's the property of the lens sometimes makes it, distorts things a little bit. There's another two there. So there's lots of little tricks that we have to make sure we're not being fooled by there. You can zoom in, but you don't tend to get the details. And I tell you what, Dylan, that is the thing that I crave to see the most. I'd love to see like the outline of the craft there, the shape and the edges of that. One time we did see what looked like the traditional sort of triangular formation. It was like this, and it came from behind me here and floated across the screen. Now, there is a satellite constellation up there which is in a triangle formation. We think we've seen that as well, but this one, it felt different. It felt like the space in between those, the three dots creating the triangle was solid, was blocking out those stars behind it. But I can't fully be sure there. Andrewski, actually the orange ones are Garfield the cat going home. He's going home. He's after his lasagna there. And Michael there as well. Thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight? Good to have you in there. And can you... Oh, no, I've done that one there. And it looks blue-green. Some of the colours, it does surprise me that we do get such a range there. And Darren, do you remember Blake 7 there? I watched an old episode today, and the special effects were fantastic. I know of Blake 7, but I don't think it's one that I actually ever watched. There are a few good classic ones. What was... there was a series called UFO, which I keep hearing a lot about. That was good for its time as well there. He only does karaoke. Yeah, I only sing when we play Sea of Thieves. And Kate, we should be playing that actually, hopefully Thursday or Friday. What was that one? Oh, Flash in D2. Right, that is, guys, hold on. D2 is this square. Keep your eyes for the stationary flash there. So yeah, we should be... Sometimes we take a break when it's a long run of rainy nights, so we can't be bothered to do another radio signal hunt. We play games, but yeah. So normally they're space themed, but occasionally we differ out of it. But Kate, look, I'm ready for Sea of Thieves this time. Arr! I haven't trained the parrot to sit on my shoulder though. Right, patient tubers there. I am so sorry it takes me so long because I'll tell you why it takes me so long to get to you guys for various reasons. One is obviously TikTok is our primary channel there and it's busier, so I'll try to clear the chat out there first. So it's not that we don't love you, tubers, we do love you lots and lots and lots. But it's a combination of that and the fact that the way the chat displays for YouTube is a bloody nightmare. It's so tiny and I can't make it bigger, so then I can't really tell if the messages have gone up, so you have to forgive us. It takes me a message to come around, but let's have a look. Where was we? Maya is in sick bay there. When I get my sports saucer, I'll take you to Tartera. Oh, please do there, Zen. There. And loving that one there. How you doing, Krista? Good to see you again there. And those are UFOs. That's moving. So the answer to that is some of them possibly will be, and that is what we're trying to do tonight. We're trying to filter out the normal satellites, the many satellites that are up there, and we know are up there, versus the ones that are a little bit more anomalous. And that's why we're not zooming in on all of them there. And Mayor wants peace. I do as well now there. And JSD there, and unfortunately chocolate isn't chocolate anymore, and it's mainly palm oil. You're actually right about that one, and I'm very sad for it there. Oi, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight? And where are we? And Dave there, Nick Pope, he did sadly pass away. That was very unexpected. It wasn't long till we had announcement that he was ill. But again, such a phenomenal personality within the community. They contributed so much to our understanding of what may be going on there. So definitely a rest in peace there for Nick Pope there. He will be greatly missed there. Where did I just see that flash come from? There. Right, back over to the TikTok. Luckily, the tubers, they're not very chatty on the tubes, mainly because I'm not fast at replying to you, Guy, is there. Where are we? Love that there. Thank you, Ben. I was on a budget. It's very cheap. It barely fits my big head. I'm trying to train a parrot to sit on my shoulder, though, there. The irate pirate there. You know, sometimes you get me like that. And I like that game there. Still trying to get the hubs to set me up an account on the PS5 there. I'll whip him into shape, Kate. We'll have you on the crew. I think Pete was talking about this. We'll put a TikTok crew together there. You'll be in character. I will be in character. I'll be singing. You'll get the full works, that one. The tubes have Raf there, safe, right? Yeah, I think... No, Raf isn't in tonight. Maya is all alone there. From the tube side there. And is he in? I haven't heard a mean thing yet. No, mean greetings. I don't think he's in tonight there. I rarely do politics because ours are so messed up. And Agent X, you are very right there as well. And Thomas there, how are you doing? Thanks for blocking. What's blocking there? Right, let's have a look. Oh, we've got another one coming up the side here. We seem to get a lot of activity off the edge of the screen here tonight. There is coming into shot there. Nice, slow and steady. It is acting very explainably. We've had some interesting colours and some flashings tonight, but we haven't had much potential anomalous movement there. There. Thomas, I haven't done anything there. We don't really do that. So maybe one of the mods did, but I don't know that one. But anyway, you're here. There, right. Anyway, so yeah. There we go, look. Got another faint one coming in there. And another small one. Oh, this one seems to be sort of flaring. Look, it's not quite flashing, but it is getting brighter there. Oh, there we go. Tell us, what is your name on the tubes, and I will I'll see what's happened there. We do get a few occasions where the chat doesn't work. We've had that before. But where are we there? And including all the others. Oh, God. Hiding behind them. I know, Agent X, it's a thing that it feels like you need to open it up there. You need to be aware. We need to be on it, these important things that are going on in the world there. But it is just so dark. You know, I've come away from the main news. Try and save myself a little bit there. And Ben, what are the purple ones? I always forget there. So there's one, I don't know if it's off the screen too much for you here. Oh, I've got some movement down there as well. If I can zoom in time, look what's going behind me. But the purple one, this one here is Jupiter, I think. I think it's within our solar system there. I'm not sure on this one. Now, during the summer, and we will come back for this year, we will have such a bright purple one in range there, like a really massive purple one. And it'll be called Vega, and that was with us. It was our companion star for last summer, and it was always so big, so bright, so purple. Like, everybody would come in, and it'll be the first thing that they ask. What the hell's that purple one there? What is that purple thing? Yes, it's a star. It's Vega, and I'm looking forward to that coming back round in range for us tonight there, because it is so big and it's so bright and it's so beautiful there. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Let's have a look over here. So you got all these other stars. Now, you got to remember, guys. That sounded like a punchline, Agent X, to a bad joke there. The orange fingers. So what you got to remember is all of these other dots that we're seeing around here. I mean, bar Jupiter, which is obviously a planet within our solar system. All of these other dots, these are other stars like our sun. Some of them bigger, some of them smaller, some of them brighter, some of them cooler. But nonetheless, they are big burning balls, fusion reactions in the night sky, all with many planets in orbit around them. Think of how many possibilities there are for life just within our own solar system. It is starting to look like life is absolutely everywhere. So if that's true here, it'll probably be true for a lot, if not most, of the other stars that we're seeing here tonight. And look, if we zoom in, if we pick, I mean, there's some faint movement, but let's pick this little star here, this random one here. Now, behind my cursor, behind this star right here, there may be planets in orbit there that have life, have their own telescopes, their own cameras to their night sky that are looking back to us, and they see the faint dot that is our star, wondering if there is life around it as well. The universe is so vast. So nice. Oh, there's another coloured one here. Look, there you go, nice and blue. Look how blue that one is in comparison, though. Bit of a green tinge to it, but mostly blue. So the ranges of colours of some of these, and again, they're meant to be just the sun's light reflected back to us. They're very interesting. Where are we? Where are we in the chat? But yeah, it's absolutely amazing. Keep your eye out for the anomalous movement there. We can zoom in on some of the good ones then. And Pluto, what about having a night with experiences where you have other peeps in the live to regale us? 100% Pluto. We're thinking about this. The reason I didn't do it initially, we've had a few requests, was because I couldn't. The way TikTok works is like with their live studio, because I'm not doing this from a phone, it's all plugged into a computer and stuff like that. There's a feature where you can multiple guests. You have the boxes, I think it's called. We didn't have that available for some reasons. The only way we could do it was through the co-host, which then meant we were kind of side by side, so it would shrink down the actual screen, and then you couldn't see the night sky, which was the main thing of what we're doing. So that's why we never did it this one. Yeah, that's why we never did it on this one. Where are we? Sorry, I'm scrolling ahead now. There, but we have got that feature now, so in theory we could do it. I've got to figure it out though, because we are getting more of an audience over on the YouTube as well. It's no longer just the backup, and if we do anything that goes through TikTok like that, then like all the animations and things, they don't see that on YouTube. It goes through a separate system, so then they would be missing out on all the conversation. So what I'm thinking of doing is I think I might trial it by doing some nights over on the Patreon there, like do some like community nights, and that way it's a more of a safer group to test those things out with. But I would like to do that because some of you guys have had some fantastic experiences there. So I'll put together, you know what, I'm going to put together another little thing. If you're on our Discord, guys, link in bio for that, and if you would be interested in excuse me, in appearing, telling your story live on the show at some point, there is a channel in that Discord called Strange Things Radio, which was a show that we was going to do, we never got around to doing because of issues. In that channel there, put your name down and tell us the sort of experience-ish there, and then at some point we'll get around to doing that there. And Kate, I'm getting talk of Trump and orange fingers. What's going on? Agent X has been with Trump there. Where are we? Let's go down there. Oh, what happened? It froze up. Oh, so, did you catch the bit we was just saying about your question there about doing some groups? I don't know if it's on our end. Hopefully it's all working now, though. Brad, how are you doing? Good to see you there. And Bruno, no such things as aliens there. Any UFOs is government-operated craft. So, Bruno, good to have you in. Where are you joining us from tonight? So, I mean, I'm open to that to be part of the phenomena, but I personally, I can't just pick one thing that's going on here. I think it's highly possible. I think it's probably more likely, like alien life is going to be very common. That is the mainstream scientific opinion now, that because we now know of other planets around other stars, just the maths of it all, like alien life is 100% real. Even that's what was people talking about with Obama coming out and saying the other day, and people were getting confused a bit with that statement there. So mainstream science thinks that even alien life is real. Now, they won't say it's necessarily particularly complex or civilizations, but I mean, I think that, you know, alien life is going to be out there, and it's just a numbers game for civilizations and for life there. Now, is it visiting us? These distances are vast. That's definitely a potential problem, but there are ways around that one. If they're advanced, maybe they can navigate it there. I think maybe there's a reverse engineering component there. I can imagine there could be some government stuff that's reverse engineered. Maybe they've got a leg up here or there. But I can't believe that, especially when you look at how long this phenomena has been here for. Like, what we're witnessing, all the lights in the sky, all the strange things that we see. Keep an eye on this one, guys. Nice bright one there. There's been going on for a very long time. It's going on for thousands of years. You know, all the old religious text, folklore, the same phenomena has been going on the whole time. So I don't think that would explain that part of it there. And I also don't think that the government can keep such drastic secrets for such a long period of time. Like, maybe if they've got one or two captured alien craft, that's the sort of thing that you could compartmentalize quite small. But to have all of that technology available, and all the people involved in developing that technology, maintaining that technology, utilizing it, and then not to leverage it for the other needs, like, I don't know, that doesn't fit like in my books there. But I do think it could be part of it, but I don't think it could be all of it there. And Vincent, how are you doing tonight? Thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight there? And Pluto, absolutely not knocking at the show. Oh, no, Pluto, not at all. It's a good suggestion. I don't know if you did catch the reply to it, because, like, 100%, like, it's something that we want to do. But it's a bit difficult initially, because of the way TikTok worked, bringing people in is the short of it. But 100%, we are going to look at doing that. I just kind of have to... It's a different show that I'm not used to doing, so I'm a bit nervous, is the answer. But... if you're on our Discord, guys, I think we mentioned this a minute ago, but if you're on Discord, go into the Strange Frequencies radio channel there and drop your name in there if you'll be interested in coming on, and maybe we can have a chat in the background whilst we're looking at all of these things there at some point, because it is a good idea and it is something that we do want to do there. I'll pre-recorded into and play it. Oh, that's not a bad shout. Actually, there's a way around it there, Pluto. Yeah. I mean, I think I worry because my skills... the lack of them. Is this another orange one or is this white? Let's zoom in on it. You know, I can't do any preparation. Like, I am allergic to pre-planning, to reading the instructions. So this kind of works because I just jump on and I go, oh, what are we talking about? And then you guys come in with some really awesome questions. If I have guests, I probably have to then like, do a bit of research. And I think you'd start to see the holes very quickly. Yeah, it's something I am very interested in doing, but it's definitely like, I think I'm going to need to find a way of building up to. But I think, yeah, if you guys drop your names in that channel, if you are interested in coming on and participating, you know, being, I wouldn't say interviewed, but telling your story, then that might be the kick up the arse I need to start doing something like that one. Oh, Ben, a big flash in a B2. Okay, right, keep your eyes peeled, guys. B2, if we see the same flash again, that can be very, very anomalous. I'll zoom in a second there. Oh, bright flash down in A2. Okay, so it's that sort of area. They're close to each other there. Oh, excellent there. Where are we? There, and Mrs. Wolf there, is your Discord in your bio? Yeah, so Discord is in the bio there. It should just be a link, take you straight to it. Sometimes people have a bit of an issue connecting there, and if you do sadly have the issue, all you got to do is copy the link from there, which is discord.com/whatever it is. You paste that into just your browser on your phone, and then it will work. I don't know why, it's a bit of a pain there. So yeah, do join us over there for that. Generally, lots of interesting things, although I haven't been on it for about 2 days myself. I'm so far behind there. And is that Kijik? Their greetings from the Netherlands. Oh, good to have you in there. How are your skies tonight there? I bet they are fantastic. Let me scroll up. Where are we in the chat? Sorry, guys. Brad there, and finally got over this horrible virus there, and got told today I have conjunctivitis. Oh my god, it's one after another there, Brad. Oh. Onwards and upwards, you'll get there. You'll be back to it in no time there. And Drewski, they say there's at least 1 billion planets within the environment, with the environment for life. And that environment, their definition of what we think could host life, the more we learn, the more we go, actually, that's quite a wide range there. We have heard a lot about what's called the habitable zone, which is basically the area, the distance away from a star. There's lots of movements going through the middle there, guys. Keep your eyes peeled. The distance away from a star, depending on how hot the thing is, where liquid water would be present. So not too hot that it's getting, you know, being evaporated there, and not too cold that it is frozen solid. And we think that is where life is going to be most easily found. But that is our life. That is based on what we're learning, what we know about us there, which is a growing body. But yeah, it's looking like life could just be in a lot of places there. I think there's going to be. Oh, that was a shooting star again. Don't know if you caught it just there, guys. But there is, so much potential for life out there. And Archie, how are you doing there? Did I dream it? Or were you doing a version of Nightmare live the other day? If you were dreaming that, Archie, you've got some weird dreams. But you're right, we was doing a version of Nightmare. So if you're confused about what Nightmare is, guys, if you're of my sort of age group there, early 90s, late 80s, there was a television show called Nightmare for Kids, and they used green screen technology, and they put the kids inside like a dungeon adventure there, and it was the height of technology, very exciting at the time, and a lot of nostalgia for it. And my day job is I produce podcasts and content and things like that. So what we're doing is we're doing like a reimagining, like an adult, seedy, crude version of that. And so I'm using you guys as the test audience as we develop and refine the show there. So every now and again, you'll go, oh, look, the thing is live a bit earlier. I'm going to check them out. And you'll go, why the hell is he dressed as a fat Egyptian pharaoh? And who's that? You know? And basically, yeah, we're using you as a bit of a guinea pig audience for that one. It will go onto its own channel when it's ready. But we are doing that. I find it hilarious there. So if you do want to check us out, there are a couple of videos we've shared of it, but I think our actual profile for that one is going to be Play the Quest. So you can search for Play the Quest, and you should be able to find the verse stabbings as we're fleshing out that. It's not properly live, so you guys are getting the pilots and all of the mistakes there. And where are we? There. And Pluto, it gives me the fear coming on, as I am an introvert there with extrovert tendencies there. I know what you mean with that. Like, I will get myself in like this into situations and I go, fuck, what have I done? You know, I'll remember I'm introverted there. You know, I think, you know, I don't socialise, but you guys at the minute are just text, so it's kind of like you're here, kind of like you're not here. You know, I can get away with it. That's a nice bright one. Keep an eye on that there. But I totally feel you with that. But maybe, Pluto, if you've got a story to share there, maybe we could do something like an offline one. as you say, a pre-recorded one there, and then that way maybe it'll be easier, and also you're not committed to having to have it shared. Maybe we could figure that one out there. And Beer Buster, how are you doing tonight there? Mrs. Wolf, thank you for the hearts there. Joseph as well there, and Brad, sorry Brad.
Nom nom nom, thanks
I've been
guys.
missing the gifts there. But appreciate all those, and they all go back into the stream there, helping us improve on what we do there. And one of those things I was getting when I left the door open was you interviewing someone. Oh, okay, maybe we have to do it. There. You did sound quite worried, though, when you said that the other day, so I'm worried about what else you saw in the future there, Kate, related to us from that one. But, I mean, I'd love to give it a go, but I tell you the fear that I actually have around doing sort of the interviewing or the guesting there is that, I mean, we've been so lucky with our community and how awesome that people are willing to share things, but also be respectful with other people in the sharing. But I would worry that having somebody in live as well there, and people obviously having their own experiences and things, you know, going to feel very passionately either way. If, you know, there would be more opportunity for it to go a bit sideways, in the sense that, you know, like, you know, might get some assholes in the chat, and, you know, obviously I wouldn't want the guests to be experiencing a spicy chat. I don't mind if it's me, but if it's other people, then, you know, that's not particularly fair there, and I'm not quite sure on how best I run the stream, and then also keep an eye on those sorts of things. You can see how far behind I am in the chat there, but also the vice versa with some guests as well there as well, because, you know, again, people are very, having your experiences is going to make you very very confident in certain areas there, which, you know, want to make sure that that's still open to the people listening to it as well there. So there's skills that I'm worried I need to practice and develop there. And where is Shannon hiding? Yeah, I saw Shannon. It's gone off now there. Thank you there, Mrs. Wolf. I will let me just check, because sometimes Discord requires me to approve people, not everyone, which is weird, because it is meant to just let people in because I'm lazy. But let me just have a check. Yeah, it does want me to approve. There we go. There we go. Approved. So you're in there now. And well done for that. And thank you for coming over to the dark side. And Laura Lass there, have you watched S4, the Bob Lazar Stories? And everyone, guys, have you checked it out? It is the talk of our community. You've got some movement there in the middle of the screen and just going off the edge. And it's fantastic. I really enjoyed it there. There were so many good takeaways from it. So much more detail and things. Now, I have my questions, because I'm like that. And everyone's going, you know, but I have my questions. But overall, I really did enjoy it, and I felt it did, you know, speak a lot for the case of Bob Lazar there. And and V is recuperating. I did indeed mention to been working so much at the minute there, so we definitely miss OGV. Hopefully we'll see her soon there. And is that Alicia there as well? Thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight there? Guys, if you are new here, do say hello in the chat there, but do also give us a follow, because we do something like this every night. If it's a clear night, like tonight, we are doing a live UFO, a UAP Skywatch. Let me turn up the brightness a touch to make sure we're not missing out. It seems to have got darker. There we go. So yeah, we're doing a UFO UAP Skywatch from right in the heart of Crop Circle Country, and just down the road from Stonehenge, a very ancient, mysterious landscape with lots of strange things in these skies. But when it's cloudy, we also do an alien radio signal hunt there. We listen on what's called the hydrogen line for potential alien radio signals coming in from amongst the stars. And if the moon is up and I can be bothered, that's what the moon streams look like, guys. We talk about how weird the moon is there. So yeah, make sure you're following, and hopefully you'll get those notifications when we go live for those. And Bags, any news on Atlas, mate? Nothing massive. Where was we? What the last thing I heard on it there? That it was actually caught. Was it caught in Jupiter's gravity, or it looked like there hadn't been an update for a while? There's a chance it had been caught. Was there any more on that? Is that true, or is it still on its journey? And there, guys, where was we with that one? And it's hilarious that you should watch Falconhoof on Limmy's show. Falconhoof. I haven't heard that one. I'm gonna have to look at that one. Limmy's the Scottish one, because somebody did compare it to that, and they showed me a video where he does, is it Adventure Quest or something there, and he makes him throttle the Jester or something, and I thought that was hilarious. But it's that similar vibes there. And Agent X there, Blaze Channel 64, and Freeview is proof is out there starting. Oh, excellent, man. And use code Agent X there for 50% off. there. I still haven't got a Freeview. I think the joke of it is that we've got the dish, we've got all the radio antenna and all that equipment for tuning in to potentially pick up aliens, but I still don't have terrestrial TV to pick up some of those shows there as well. And Joseph, any news? So there was a little bit of interesting stuff, but yeah, I need to have some more stuff there. Some more sorry, just a movement on the screen there. Yeah, so what was it? There was more something about the gravitational bounding of Atlas to Jupiter or something. There might have been a thing. I need to hear more on it, though. But how are you doing, Joseph? And, I quit. What did I quit this? Did I quit this? I tell you what, that is funny, Kate, actually. I'll tell you what, I'm not quitting. Not yet, don't you worry. But that is funny you say that, actually, there. Oh, B2, Daniel, there, a flashing object. So, we've had this a minute ago. Somebody mentioned B2 as well. I keep missing it, but we'll zoom in a second and see if we can catch it again. If, guys, you can get a rough timing, is it every 2 minutes? Is it every 17 seconds? Get a rough time, then we'll know roughly to look out for that one. Where is the spicy chat? We'll let you know when it gets there as well, so... A lot of traffic bags, you are not wrong there. As we're getting closer to the summer, the sun is still round for those objects. It is very busy. I'd forgotten what it was like. It is so good to see it there. You've already got a spicy chat, and I'm in it there. True though, you become. That's the thing. I feel quite responsible. The last thing I would want is for somebody to come on and share such a personal experience, and then some dickhead in the chat is going, "Oh, I don't believe you," or something. I mean, not that one. I think it's fine to question things, you know, and to understand things, but I also want to make sure figure out where that line is, so that somebody that is, you know, going out and sharing things is you know, going to feel safe enough to do that. And I think I probably just need to get some experience in doing that one there. A spicy chat. My mind took that somewhere differently. Actually, the chat does get like that. If you've ever been on our movie club on the Discord, though, so once a month, guys, we vote and we watch we watch it separately, but chat along at the same time in the Discord there, an alien-themed movie, and it's going to be Paul at the end of the month this time. Is it Friday? It should be come up here in a second, actually, on one of those little notification boxes. But that chat, as we're all watching, normally talking about the film, it all gets that sort of spicy. It's very weird. And bottom left there, oh, Iron Rim. I haven't think I've seen that one there, but good spot, and I'm just behind it in the chat there. I wonder why all you folk are always having wrong. Exactly there. And thank you, Irene there as well for the follow. Good to have you in. B2. So, B2 is getting a lot of action. I need to pay more attention. I'm trying to catch up with the chat, but I will give it more attention. Let's see if we can get a time on that flashing. We've got one that is coming in. It's probably going to come in from the B2 sort of way and top down for you guys on the TikTok there. And stay exactly how you are, because you are doing brilliantly and you're getting famous from me. It's very, very kind of you, and I very appreciate that one. I don't know about famous. I'm not one that really likes the spotlight, but the problem is I really, really wanted to do the Skywatch, so I had to do it myself. There. But we can always improve, can't we? There as well. But thank you, it's very kind there. And Masha, do you think there is life out there? And I hope there is. Honest, I think 100% there is a life out there. Let's try to keep one eye on the screen to catch this in B2. I 100% think there is life out there. And even to mainstream science now, if they're up to date, the astrobiologists and stuff there, they do think, because there are so many planets out there now, statistically, life is going to be absolutely everywhere. Now, well, whether that life is complex, whether it is, you know, multicellular there, whether it performs civilization and culture and technology, that's another question. Then if it does do that, can it traverse these vast distances? They're still big questions. I lean positively that they are true and possible. But life out there, 100%. We are definitely living in a day and age now where we've got actually so much evidence for that. They're scanning the atmospheres of these distant planets now, and they're getting so many detections of gases that, as far as we know, are only made by life. So it looks like life in some form is absolutely abundant out there. So it's a brilliant question there. And where are we? All right, I'm going to come back over to the tubes, because I've been neglecting you guys again for that one. Krista's in. How you doing? Private Tomcat, good to see you there. And these are all UFOs that are moving. Some of them are, yeah. And now I've done that one there. And oh yeah, they're here. This is where we are. gauge it as well there. Via us, the universe becomes aware of its own greatness. So I love that there. We are, they say, the universe observing itself. And that is true. I mean, we are literally the universe. We have a habit of humans, don't we? Of separating ourselves from nature, from the world, from space, when really we are just one of many, many components inside of it there. We are the universe observing itself, which is quite beautiful and poetic there. And Darren's in there from Weymouth. Hello, sorry if it's taken me a while to get around to there as well. How are you doing tonight? Good to see you in there. And Luke Skywalker, Star Wars character there, yeah. There. But Masha, that's a very good question, and I'm really undecided about Lazar there, wondering whether there's a seed of truth in there. So, Lazar, I know what you mean. There's a lot going for Lazar. I do think there is a lot going for Lazar, but there are some parts of it that I need more clarification on. And the problem is, because Lazar's a little bit of a celebrity, he's got that status. I mean, he was the one that brought Area 51 into common consensus there. And Dan, hello, sorry there, I just seen your heart up there. Thank you for that one. How are you doing, matey? That's a good point, actually. I need to let you guys know. Basically, we did a podcast a few weeks back with Dan there from the Buffoons Mystery Investigators there. So if you see Dan in the chat, click on his profile there, and hopefully you'll be able to catch the podcast that we was on the other night. A couple of weeks ago for that one. It's a good time having a chat about all things weird and wonderful there. But where are we in the chat? I've just scrolled ahead of myself there. Yeah, Lazar. So he's a bit of a celebrity. People don't necessarily push him as much. Now, saying that, he's done quite a few more interviews lately, and there are some really, really interesting people that are having more of a prod at it. We've got another orange one. I'm going to see if I can get over there in time. Come on, before it goes behind the tree. Now, remember, orange could be, this is based on Lazar's story there, could be the ionization of the atmosphere around the craft there, creating a plasma cover, and that could be why we're seeing it as orange rather than just white like the rest of the satellites over there. So let's keep an eye on that one as it travels off. It's going to be behind me for you guys there, so ignore that one, it's off the screen now. But yeah, so there are a few things that I need clarification with. So there's a couple of things, and it's not that I want to nitpick, but I also want to make sure it stands up to the highest level of scrutiny there. And there's a few things that he said that in the timeline, for me, I need a bit of clarification with. But that being said, he's human. You know, it was a long time ago. I can totally get that, you know, you do remember things in different orders sometimes, you know, or certain that aren't necessarily as important aren't going to have the prioritization in memory and all that sort of stuff. So I wouldn't necessarily write him off for it. But I do want some clarification there. Like, one of them is that he says, like, on his first day, he goes in through the tiny side door for security, and they, you know, give him his pass, and he doesn't see the hangars at that point. He just goes to the tiny side door, and then he's brought in and he's given all of the documents to be briefed on, you know, which basically say all of the information that they have about the craft, about its occupants, so he's kind of up to speed with it. And then he says, you know, he goes into the lab, and his lab mate, you know, basically says stuff about, you know, the craft we're working. He goes, what do you mean the craft? And then he kind of goes out in the hangar and sees the craft. But then he also says that when he first saw the craft, he saw the US flag stuck to the side of it, like they do with military vehicles. They put the insignia on them. And he looked at it and he first thought, oh, it's got a US flag on it. It's one of our craft, therefore. And it looks like a flying saucer. That's where all the UFO flying saucer stories come from. And both of those plot points, they can't match up, because if he's read all the stuff and knows he's working on aliens and then see the UFO stuff, so it's the order thing. And again, I think he did say in some interviews that he read the documents later on, but in the recent interviews I've seen, he said he read the documents first. So I'm not sure on the order there. And there's a few other little things like that which he may have answers for, and they may be genuine, but when we're talking about stuff like this, I think it is important to get it as accurate as possible. But overall, I'm a keen one on Lazar. I am a keen one. I'm really undecided about Artemis there, and that's fair enough. I think I fall back to with Artemis there is that why they've been to the moon before, and if they're going to fake something, that is high risk. You know, there's a chance of it being caught out. So why go to such a high risk? Oh, we've got a flasher. just up there, guys. Look at that one. It seems to be pulsing and going dull and light. Why take the risk for something that isn't, you know, going to really achieve much? There was extra science done, but it is all the incremental science. There was nothing groundbreaking really about it. They were 2 meters further from Earth than other stuff. You know, it wasn't a vast one. So why do the risk for it there? And Loris, but there are some inconsistencies and red flags. So I think so. I would agree with it there. And if I pass your house touring, I'm fitting a 2 meter dish. We are there. And you also do Sky TV installations there, Agent X. You're welcome to. And there, Kate, a series of unfortunate events and behaviours that may possibly have knocked you off course a little. Oh yes. So. It's funny you said that. I've gone a bit off the whack. I was telling you, wasn't I, about the medications. They all of my meds have been messed up, like literally all of them, and I've been feeling a little bit off for that one. If you've noticed, my speech hasn't been particularly good for the last few days there, but luckily they've now been delivered, so hopefully I can get back on track with that one. But yeah, there were some side effects from that, and you know, I did debate. There were some times when I suddenly went, oh my God, I don't want people to know I exist. But they were fleeting there. But hopefully back on the pills now, so I should be a little bit more stable. And a Patreon and movie club. It's a bet on how far in we get before it goes. That is true, actually, on the deep dives. They have a nature of that as well. What is it when we get you lot together there? It all gets a bit interesting. And there, I don't get movie night. I was on Discord and saw nothing. What? Ajax, you've got to go to the right channel. It's like forums. So there's like little channels for each one. They're like the little pages that you hang out with. You've got to go into the movie night one. And there was loads of chat in there. And can we have a poll? Do I shave my beard off tonight? Or okay, let's do a poll. Should Agent X shave his beard off for that? And Pluto there, and I would get stage fright if I met you. So definitely, so. No, hell no. I would be really keen to meet everybody there, but like this was something I was thinking the other day. Like, I don't know what your voices sound like. Like I have this relationship with all of you regulars there, but I've got so little information to go. I think we build a lot of the personality in what you guys say. You tell us about your lives, what things are up to. So I've kind of got like the detail fleshed out, but it's like a blurry image. I have a very small little icon and a name to go on. So like the actual of what you look, I've got the rest of it, but not the visuals or like the sounds. I think when we eventually do a meetup, it'll be hilarious there, and you won't have your real names. It'll always be your profile names. So it's hilarious there. I always remember when I was a teenager and we used to be on, do you remember this MSN Messenger? Do you remember that? We'd put your song lyrics in there as your name and things like that. Like you'd have these friends that for some reason there'd be friends of friends on there, and you'd chat to them as a teenager, if you're of my generation anyway. You'd chat to them every night, and you'd built these deep, long, relationships in all this detail with this person that you've never met before. And then at some party you might actually meet them in the flesh, and it was like, it's hella awkward. I was like, oh, that's you. Oh my God, I don't actually know how to act around you. I think I'd be a nightmare. I think I'd be quite shy if we actually probably did one though. Be funny. And there, where are we? And Sam's the popular nerd. All of us other nerds want to be friends with. Nerds. Pfft. That's the first time popular has ever been said. In lines with me are there, and the universe observing itself. I love that, and it is so true. We are the universe. We are literally made of stardust, aren't we? We are the heavy metals. I have a little shelf of what I think are interesting things, little novelties that you go, that thing you're holding there, when people come around, you go, that thing there, that was important, that's the thing. It's like a little museum of things. It's probably the autistic in me there, and I think it's interesting. But on that shelf, I really want like a meteorite, a proper iron one there. So the idea of this something that has been flying around in space since the dawn of time just is amazing, and man, I just want to get my hands on it, very tactile. I want to see it there, and I want it on my cool shelf, as I call it, to show other people, look at my cool shiny things, like a bird displaying its stones, its nest of shiny things there. But the problem is, that we are the same as that meteorite. We're standing on a big rock, that's been flying around since the dawn of time. We're made of those heavier elements that were born from supernova there. That meteorite is no more special than you or I, but for some reason I have a reverence for it there. So those quotes there that bring us and tie us together, I think it's so important. We're so easy to separate ourselves from one another, to identify the differences there, when really we are more similar than we are different there. I think we talked about this last night, aren't we? Like 95% we share the same DNA as a banana there. So like in that last few percentage, like we are so similar. We're more similar than not. And we're all on this one big rock, aren't we there? And we are all the same thing. We are nature as well there. And you nearly got me singing there, Agent X there. Maybe that's what we'll do for the meetup there. We'll do karaoke. Make sure you put it in the Discord there. Oh God, what was that? I can't remember what that was for now, Ben. And so Bob has spoken on the Logan Paul UFO footage. What are your thoughts? So Brad, I hadn't seen that footage ever before, and I think that's the point. I don't think many people had, unless I'm wrong on that one. And I thought that was cool footage. And you know what? Bob saying, hell, that looks interesting, that emotionally added weight for me. So that tells you that something that I do have enough faith in Bob and the Bob Lazar story. There you go, nice one here. There, because unconsciously that added weight to it. If Bob says that looks about right, that looks like what he saw, then 100%, unconsciously I was like, well, then that makes sense to me. I think Logan Paul's a bit of a tool. But isn't there some sort of controversy that it wasn't his to leak or something? But hey ho, at least we got to see it there. I am nothing if not a little bit selfish there, and if we got to see it. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Most intellectual episode we've done. Both. Thank you. Intellectual and me do not go hand in hand. I can barely spell my name and it's 3 letters. But I appreciate it. But I'm looking forward to... See, Dan, I'm torn because I surprisingly hate the sound of my own voice. I never watch back my interviews, but I did find it really interesting, and I kind of want to listen back again because of the conversations we had. But the problem is that I'm in it. I haven't listened back to our BBC one. I haven't listened back to a couple of the other podcasts we've done, and we are actually going to be it's going to be another live TikTok podcast. I think it's not this Friday coming, next one, and it's about midnight UK time because it's an American chappie. So when I remember to tell you the details on that one, too thick to be a nerd, geek, or something like that then. And Laura Les there, I was comparing different Lazar interviews the other day, and there were some small inconsistencies. And I think, he's human, so we've got to allow for a little bit of that, haven't we? But also, it is those variables where manipulation can happen there. So it's totally true there. And I think, Pluto, I think Lazar's relationship with Leah makes me think it could be a big prank, but I do believe it. So Leah, again, is an out there character, John Leah. So there are some of those things with it. But for me, I've definitely gone hot and cold on it, but there are some things that I am like... But how there are certain bits that are true, and how would he know? But there are, there are some things there, like why can't he name his MIT professors are there? Was one of them? Was one of the things, because his education's come up a lot. Then we know though they purposely removed his history from where he worked, and possibly one of his colleges that they did prove that he did go to later. But MIT was a tricky one. And was it that he said he went to MIT, but actually in the details he's like, oh no, it's kind of he was there, but it wasn't like it was an exchange thing rather than an official course or something. And people are like, there, Flash in B3 again there. Keep your eyes peeled, guys. I haven't seen it yet. I've got one eye on the big screen to zoom in on it there. I'm going to stick the thingy UFO stickers on the UFO. We need to do more stickers. I miss our little sticker sheets there. And yes, the documents don't ring true to me, but I do think there's some truth in there. Well, I think he did say, didn't he, that he don't even know if they're true. They probably put in a lot of fluff material. They call it passage material. And then they know, if somebody leaks it, they know which story they've told to which person. So they'll change one of the details, that they'll say that the aliens are blue in colour, or the aliens are green in colour. And then to Jim, they'll say the aliens are red in colour. And then if the story gets leaked that there's red aliens, they'll go, Jim leaked it. So he said there might be a lot of that in there. Some of the details changed, but there are those details with things, that just. And some of them could be probably easily explained if you could sit down with him there. But there are other things I do think are, how did he know that? And how did he know this or something there? But I suppose it's one of those things I just get to the point where I'm not qualified. I need other more intelligent people to do the asking for me there. Yeah, once there's a sticker on it, it belongs to Alan there, Agent X. He'll be borrowing your UFO at weekends there. Excuse me. And TikTok is in. How are you doing, Ram Raiders? Good to see you. And it used to fit Sky in the early 90s there. Hey, muscle memory. It'll all come back to you there. I'll have all the channels for a fraction of the price per month there. And Drewski Lazar said when he read the documents, he thought they were giving him a fake project to test him. So yeah, there are plausible reasons, I think, with some of the variations. But I don't know if I'm being pedantic. But there's little things like... they've made a big deal of how dark the inside of the craft was for this show. It said they had to amp up the light so much, otherwise you wouldn't be able to see it as the viewer. But Bob said it was dark, and then when they actually made the craft and they modelled it in the 3D world with the lighting, it was actually really dark in there. And they went, well, he wouldn't know that unless he really was in the world there. Hello. And there's things like that, but then he immediately says, like, they'll show you the bottom level. So he got a look in the bottom level, and when you look to the bottom level, hello Alan, there was only one handheld light down there, not the big four-headed tripod lights that are in the main compartment, and this is a larger compartment as well. Then he still saw enough of it visually to be able to see what was going on down there confidently. But then he said it was a flat one-piece floor, and the only hole in it was this honeycomb grate, which you move to the side. Where did the wire for that extension lead go? Hello? It's for you, Alan. It's your wife. You're 4 months behind on child support. Yeah, your little Allens are everywhere. Nightmare. So there's little things like that, and Bob might say, there was a second hatch over there and the cable running through that, or actually there were 5 lights in it, we just didn't show you that part of the screen. So there might be arguments in it, but there were things that I've still got questions there. And thank you, Benny. I had a wobble.
Sam left his empty can of Coke on the floor in the lounge, and I just went to pick it up and tidy it up, and it was covered in ants. And now I feel really itchy.
Yeah, well, I knew it. I left it down. We're going to get ants. Like that.
Do you want ants?
This is how we get ants, but on the plus side, you can now dispose of said ants. Did you put it in the bin?
I shook them off into...
Because they'll be in the bin now. You have to put it outside. In a bowl of death.
You know, the sugary water I do.
Oh, you murdered ants.
They weren't dead in there.
They weren't dead in there. No, they were having a good time.
Well, I didn't think you'd want me to put a can out in the garden.
No, but murderer.
You put poison out there.
I know, but that was detached. It wasn't there in the moment. I didn't have my hands around their necks going, oh no, please spare us. We've got kids.
No, that's not bad enough.
I've got loads of spiders in here, and I keep seeing them disappearing behind things. It's a bloody nightmare living in the country there. Just don't quit there. Take days, but oh no, I know. I'm not actually planning on quitting. It was just, when your stomach drops out of, when you're on like a roller coaster and the pit, you go, like that. Part of my little, and it's probably true for a lot of people. This part of my every now and again, my mental health drops a little bit like that. It is like the pit of your stomach goes, and all of a sudden you go, I just need to be really, really small and to not exist there. And it happens less and less these days. In fact, doing the stream actually helps it, because we've got community, we've got connection. But I think it's where I was off of those meds, thank you to various useless pharmacists, it kind of just set me back a little bit there. So I had a few little speed bumps. But we will be fine, you don't have to worry. And let's have a look. Where were we? We're just scrolling ahead there. Oh, good spotting there, Danielle. We've got some movement. Where are we in until he sees the craft's interior, yes. But this is the thing, because if you read the documents before, and then you at least go, wait a minute, they said aliens. Oh, now I'm seeing the craft. Maybe they were true. That's a bit of a question there. And flashing objects, I haven't spotted it yet. But I mean, sometimes your phone screens, because they're OLED, you can actually see more than I can. But I want to zoom in on it. But I need to. Oh, there's a flashing. Can I get to it in time? Can I get? Come on, you fucker. There we go. Look, we got a flasher, and again, this one is because you can see it fading in and out. That is a good example of because it's rotating, like it's catching the light and then going dark, and catching the light and then going dark, catching the light. That's what that one is doing there, and it fades off of the screen. A few wisps of cloud. It's been a good run for it there. We should do a speed panel night and a Q&A. We'll do a quiz show. I'll work on some good effects for that there. Would have to wear, you bloody well probably would have to wear a name tag there with your username there. Real life, guess who? Exactly. That could be quite fun actually. We should kick off the events with that there. It would be hilarious there. A bunch of introverted internet friends meeting in person. We'll just all be sitting there quietly going just like that. It's the treasure trove. That it is there. You can buy them on eBay. Shit on a shovel. I've got so many saved, and I don't know why. I always bottle it when it comes to that. I'll buy all sorts of trinkets, but I always I'll wait for another one to come up with those. What are you doing?
Next time, I'm gonna go with my first instinct, which was to leave the can of Coke there and let you deal with your mess.
Let me deal with okay, I'll let you deal with your mess. See what state the house is in. Your detritus.
Go Hoover.
I did Hoover.
Look at it downstairs.
I know it needs it again, doesn't it? Because you're messy.
It's not me. He's acting up because he's on the screen.
Do you know where the on button is for the Hoover?
What?
Do you know? Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I know
exactly.
how to do it.
I've never seen you. If we dusted that Hoover for
Do
Prince.
you know how to use the hob?
Okay, that is a fair point, actually. That hob is a mystery to me. I'll give you that.
We delegate in this family.
We definitely do delegate. But I have to cook for myself when you have the audacity to leave.
And I have to do the dishwasher myself whenever you have to.
Don't. Not a nerd there. The cool shelf. Yeah, I am. Sadly. The podcast. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, that is on the podcast. Yes. I will put the details in there. So if Dan's still in the chat there, click his name. It's on his profile. It says Buffoon Mystery Investigators there. But then there's the next one, which is it unidentified flying something is there. I can't remember the name now for the next one. And I think it's not this Friday coming, the Friday after there. I just got invited to a thingy stream where I well, what are you hanging around here for, Agent X? You better go out and come back in. He stole it. And that does not surprise me with him there. Could all Logan Paul fans play into the Matrix? Yeah, exactly there. And can we have a Fight Club night? Well, Alan versus. Exactly there. And poor Sam, the irony of you doing a Skywatch to see it yourself, but never having the chance to watch. I prefer the conversation though. I mean, I do like it when it's busy. I'm like one eye, I'm going to go boss side, having one eye on the screen, one eye on the chat there. I started seeing spiders when I use your new glasses. Ooh, you just don't want the clarity there. If you can't see them, it's fine. And generally for a minute there, you've created this community and you listen to all of us complain. You listen to me complain on those tired days there, and I go off on those rants about plastic straws. But I think, so we're not going anywhere. Thank you, Kat. I do appreciate it. There have been the times where I felt a little bit dwarfed by everything, pale in comparison to the times where I felt deep gratitude and excitement to just check in with everyone there. So there's the joy of going, I'm going to see so-and-so tonight. I'm going to see hi gang, how are you all doing? It definitely adds a boost. 99 times out of 10 there. Get Leanne to walk by. She looks like Gamora in green. Who's that one? I don't keep up with it there. You can't tonight. Where are we? Now, we don't have an unstable internet connection. That is TikTok giving us lies. Now, let me quickly pop over to the tube. Sorry, guys, it takes me a while to get through one chat and then back to the second there. So let me see if I can catch up with you guys. Hopefully you're still there. But it's tiny, tiny chat there. That which is above is like which is below. So brilliant there. As above, so below. It's the hermetic sort of principles there, and I think it is so true. The distribution of matter in the galaxy, or distribution of galaxies within the universe, is the same as the distribution of neurons in a brain and things like that. These patterns seem to scale. There are connections there that do make you think there. And I believe, Bob, there, the interview on Area 52 channel was really good. Yes, and I'm a big fan of Area 52. Have you seen the one on Jesse Michael's American Alchemy? It's like 3 hours long. It was brilliant. So I was really enjoying that one there. And Pierre, Nick, former head of the British government's UFO project there. So that's Nick Pope, isn't it? Yeah. He's in his basement office there, Nick Pope. Yeah, he's an interesting one for that one there. I did enjoy it. And you don't want to display your stones. Jester, yeah, that's a whole other stream. That is behind a paywall there. And yeah, sadly he passed away, didn't he, recently, Nick? It's very important and did lots of good work for the community there. And a fairly good close-up of a regular UFO. I've seen one go out in your background. Or, I was going to say tag us in it, but that's YouTube side of things, isn't it, there? Would love to see that one. If you're in our Discord community there, or if you want to join, we've got a personal experience section over there, which would be perfect for that sort of experience. Images and videos too. I know the rest of the community would love to see it there. And Gary McKinnon, the hacker, Gary McKinnon was a good episode as well. One went past in the opposite direction. Sorry, I'm so far behind, guys, there. He was an interesting one there. What he had discovered there, was it interplanetary office or off-world officers or something there. And Chris there, sad that Eric von Daniken passed away in January there, and he got me interesting. He was there, so Chariots of the God, all for Chariots of the God, and many, many more since. We've still got some movement on the screen, guys. Keep an eye on it there. So that's another. We've lost a few people recently there, sadly there. And you should look into natural remedies there. St. John's Wort alleviates the SADs and dealt with pharmaceuticals. They don't make money by fixing it. You're 100% right on that. You are honestly totally there, and I find myself more and more drawn towards that sort of area, but I kind of sucker myself back into it. There's an element of bravery coming off things through choice, because then you start to get the symptoms, which might be transient there might just be adjustment, but yeah, I tend to bottle it out and then get straight back on it there. But hey, I'm still a smoker, so I'm not very good at changing those habits there as well. And where are we? You went on a loop there. That's TikTok having a soul. Aaron, it was fine. It's just bloody TikTok there. Oh, and PM there. Did Nick Pope pass away? Yes, it is Nick Pope, isn't it? That did recently announce. Sadly, he passed only a few days ago. I get Nick Cook and Nick Pope mixed up. I think it is Nick Pope that passed, because Nick Cook was the James Defence journalist, wasn't it? And Nick Pope was the UFO, MOD UFO desk guy. He did, and he was so I think, one of these very important people in the field there. Jefferson von Daniken books. I haven't. That's one I haven't read, but it's the rough principle, isn't it? There of an ancient civilization came from the stars and kind of gave us the leg up. Maybe interfered with our genetics there, and we're essentially what's called a cargo cult of of what we experienced back then. And I think that's a strong principle. Now, is it 100% true? Probably not 100% there, but there's going to be themes. There's going to be parts of it that are more true than others. Poor Maya there was reminding me to drink or stream, and I kept forgetting. Oh, excuse me there. I think, oh god, I've just noticed the time. Been on a bit later than expected, but it has been a clear night, so it's been worth it there. So guys, we're going to come off at 4 now, but thank you so much for joining us. Your awesome questions, all of your chat there as well, and all your support in Eva Which Way there. I love you all, and look forward to seeing you every night there. So tomorrow night, let's have a look at the weather. What are we expecting? Wednesday was horrible. Right, so tomorrow is looking mostly cloudy. So what's Friday looking like? Friday's rain. So possibly, in fact, probably tomorrow there. Look, Morgs, what time do you call this? You shouldn't be on at this hour still. Alan's judging you. You've got all day to talk to John tomorrow. You're not going to have the energy for it. But yeah, we'll probably be playing the pirate game, Sea of Thieves, with Pete tomorrow. So every now and again, guys, we do deviate from the UFO subject ever so slightly. Yeah, we'll probably will be tomorrow, but it might be Friday. It might do a radio signal hunt. So do keep an eye out for us tomorrow. You can join us for that. It's a very different sort of stream. Occasionally you get a song out of me as well for it there. But yeah, if it's not the gaming stream, it will be most probably an alien radio signal hunt there tomorrow. Oh, catching me there. So yeah, we'll catch you all then. But thank you everybody again for joining us, and we will see you all tomorrow night. Keep well, and see you later.